My name is James Rowlands, and in 2015 I started the WNR podcast with my friend
Dan White. And every month we bring you the latest collections, newest content, 205 Live and the crown jewel of the WNR NXT update.
Also each month the latest pay-per-views, and we are live not only for the Big Four but every takeover as well.
Plus, in 2019, we go back 20 years and witness the Attitude Rise and the WCW's demise.
Until we've watched everything, we are with you, and we are the WNR. Yes, hello, I am James Rowlands, and as always I'm joined by
Dan White.
And today it's the WNR241, it's WWE versus WCW. This episode is all about the Attitude, as we have 5 Raws, Summerslam 1999, and a debut of Smackdown. Before we do anything, let's start with the alternate intro. And you're not going to die on this planet, guy.
I'm not? Then what's my last name?
It's, I don't know.
Nobody knows. Do you know why? Because my character isn't, because I'm going to die 5 minutes in.
Guy, do you have a last name?
Do I? Do I? For all you know, I'm crewman number 6. Mummy! Mummy!
And that's from Galaxy Quest 1999. And now the main intro.
In 1999, WCW and WWF are the two biggest wrestling companies in the world. And for the past couple of years had traded the number 1 slot. But as the year started, it seemed WWF had a plan to continue its hugely successful Attitude Era, while WCW has seemingly lost the plot. Rather than focusing on the younger talents like Booker T, name removed, Jericho and the Super Over Goldberg, it instead pushed over the Hill Stars, Hogan, Piper and Flair, and continued the NWO, even though it had passed its peak. This year, the WNR podcast goes back 20 years and witnesses WWE's rise and WCW's demise. This is WWE versus WCW Monday Night War, August 1999.
So we jumped ship to the WWF anyway, and Austin had finally rid the company of Vince McMahon, but had new threats as Triple H officially becoming a new number 1 contender. We're on the road to SummerSlam, and Jesse the Body Ventura was set to be special guest referee. And it's August 2nd, and ratings fell to a 5.85, while Nitro fell to a 3.1.
Acolytes are standing in the opening pyro, but head down. They're clearly turning face as they challenge the show and want to kick their ass. Holly comes out first, and he is their spokesman. Bradshaw asks which one of the two are going to kick his ass. Holly is willing to take on both. He rolls into the ring and gets obliterated with ease.
Well, Show the Undertaker have arrived.
And Edge, in an earlier interview, is not happy with Gangrel.
Well, our first match is Edge versus Gangrel in a bloodbath match.
They lock up and neither can take the advantage. Edge slowly makes his way up top and takes 2 crotched and superplex. Now Gangrel is going for the blood. Nope, he goes the other way and grabs a chair. Edge kicks it into him and whips him into the corner where he sandwiches him. Another whip and Gangrel has the chair and hides it as Edge leaps for the spear. All he gets is chair. And now a DDT. Gangrel now goes for the blood. The lights go out and the Brood music starts, and they come back on Gang for the blood. The lights go out and the Brood music starts after they come back on. Christian stands over a bloodied Gangrel. Now he and Edge hug and are a team.
Well, it was a nice long match and a clean finish. I guess they're blowing off this feud on TV instead of a pay-per-view. If that's the case, they should have had Christian come down with Gangrel, begging for his help as he turns his back with Edge, getting a clean victory. A clean victory, they do wonders sometimes.
Well, Shane comes down looking contrite as he is called an arsehole. He thanks the fans for the compliment. He does not deserve that accolade just yet. He thinks many were wondering where he was last week when Vince was ousted for the last time. He brags about Vince and all his positive attributes, mostly exaggerated. Shane whines that Vince left like a man on his own terms. Everyone disrespected him. He babbles on and calls out JR for singing the song last week, and the fans half-assed do so.
Well, Shane reminds us that Vince built the entertainment company, not wrestling, of course. Without Vince, there would be no Austin and all sorts of other wrestlers. There would be no T-shirts or fans, etc. There would be not even those WCW stars Vince built years ago. He asks what will happen without Vince, and he pauses for a month. Now he talks about SummerSlam and how Triple H will win.
He will bring the CM back together, or just the C, and the first person he is focusing on is Test. He proceeds to call in some nasty names, and Test comes out and mind his own business. Now he's going to get him and the posse. He's going through the posse and then deal with Shane. Steph is going to be an only child. Shane gulps.
Well, Road Dogg is talking with Kane. He's clearly do not know what to do with Kane. Like Road Dogg is trying to talk to him about saying, I think they're matched tonight.
Al Snow is talking to a dog and head at a toilet.
Of course he is. Match 2, Big Show, The Undertaker versus Kane and Road Dogg.
All four slug it out and Dog is tossed to the floor. Kane avoids a double backdrop and DDT's Undertaker, and Show misses the elbow. Dog is back in and both heels get clotheslined over the top rope. For the next 2 or 3 minutes, both Undertaker and Show demolish Road Dogg. Show drops the elbow and Kane makes the save, and that allows a brief double team.
Well, the Undertaker cuts Dogg off, but he's too kicked in the nuts, and Kane gets a hot tag and hammers the Undertaker. Show's clothesline to the floor and goes back to work with the Undertaker and hits a big drop kick. Kane chokeslams Undertaker, and then it's chokeslam time with Road Dogg going after Show, but getting dropped like a bad habit. He goes for the tombstone, but instead walks over to Show and gets his throat bounced off the top rope and stumbles into a tombstone.
Acolytes come out and Holly blasts both with a ball bat. He yells at Show and Undertaker, telling them this is the last time he is saving them.
Well, a worker wants to shake Rock's hand and Rock will high-five him, but threatens to elbow him. The guy flinches and leaves, and then pays the guy carrying his bag and tosses money and shoves him.
The Rock was with the Pittsburgh Pirates for the day. Lord knows they needed the help then, and they do now.
Well, China and Mr. Arse are in the ring, and Mr. Arse is talking about The Rock's naked ass. They show a big fat naked ass walking on the Titantron. He tells the crowd to kiss his ass. Rock is on the Titantron and he's come back to Columbus. Rock is going to let the cat out of the bag, and that is Arse's fat mother. He's going to take some Diet Coke and a tampon and shove him up someone's ass. Rock's ass, and then talks about the fans, and we can smell what he's cooking.
Well, Mark is eating salad and 2 baked potatoes with no butter.
And in our next match, it's Jeff Jarrett, that's JEFFJARRETT, versus D'Lo Brown. And unbelievably, D'Lo Brown winning the Intercontinental title off Double J. And he wants a rematch at SummerSlam.
Well, here comes Austin. He's had enough of Triple H and is going to kick his ass at SummerSlam. Here comes Undertaker and Show. Undertaker demands his rematch, or he and Show will stomp a hole in his ass. They do not wait as Undertaker decks him. Both he and Show do indeed stomp a hole in his ass.
Well, during the break, Austin staggered to the back.
And match 4 is Big Bossman versus Viscera for the WWF Hardcore title.
I thought they were allies, but oh well. They hammer each other, but Viscera crushed him with a belly-to-belly suplex. He squashed him into the corner and dumps him to the floor.
I am an idiot. Sometimes you miss shit, and I did. Shane disbanded the corporate ministry. They can fight whoever. I just misunderstood or was busy writing my rant on his speech. How that 13-minute could have been only 3 and he would have gotten everything in that he needed.
The fight head towards the staging area. They've been pounding each other. Bossman tries to hit him with an extinguisher but fails. His place goes for a splash but misses. Bossman uses his steel nightstick and beats down Viscera, getting the win.
It wasn't a terrible match for 2 big men.
Triple H walking in the back, and during the break, China had informed Triple H of the title match tonight. Triple H throws a hissy fit and tosses things.
Well, it is match 5 and it is Test. This is Test going against a posse member.
Yeah, it's Rodney. Test is blindsided by Joey Abs and Rodney. Abs leaves and Rodney immediately gets clotheslined. Test runs him into the post and then back to the ring. He picks him up and spikes him and then straddles him, pummeling him hard rights, and now another hard slam. He drops a leg on the arm and then does it again. He scoop slams him and positions the body and goes up top, drops the elbow on the arm, goes up top again and does it again. Now he has him in a hammerlock and picks him up, slams him down. Rodney gives up before being slammed.
Well, it was a nice squash for Test. He took out one member last week, and now Rodney is done for.
When he placed the chair on his arm and leaps on it, Joey Abs starts to come down, but dead. Test pulls him over to the post and swings his chair onto the arm. He clearly misses, but oh well.
And Cole is with Triple H, and he states it is now The Undertaker's time. Triple H pushes down Cole and calls him names. His opportunity will not be taken.
Well, The Undertaker and Big Show are conferring.
And match 6 is Val Venus versus Steve Blackman.
Well, here comes Shamrock with a chain, and Blackman runs for his life, but he's caught and run down. Shamrock hits him, security pulls him off. Steve is just wandering off instead of running, gets blindsided again. Blackman is out, and Shamrock is held back and screaming. Steve is able to crawl away. Shamrock breaks free for 5 seconds and opens the door. Steve crawls through, and he's gone.
It wasn't terrible. It wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible.
Wasn't great. But now it's The Undertaker versus Stone Cold Steve Austin for the WWF title.
But Triple H comes down and tells everyone to shut up. This is his time, and no one is facing him but Triple H himself. Undertaker has to go through him as Triple H is going to kick his ass.
And Triple H and Undertaker have been arguing a lot in 1999, especially when they're corporate ministry members. But I think Austin's had enough now.
Comes down and just starts wailing away on Triple H. Undertaker and Big Show join in. Now it looks like the two-man power trip of going to get taken out by Undertaker and Show.
And Austin now fighting back. Triple H in a lot of trouble with Big Show. Yeah. Triple H fighting back now. But here come the Acolytes who want a piece of the Undertaker with Big Show.
They turn their attention to Undertaker. Now Undertaker is getting triple teamed as Big Show backs Triple H up into the corner. Splash him into it. And here's Kane!
It's Kane! It's Kane!
And now it is 5
on 2.
But Triple H actually fighting with one of the Acolytes. Everyone's just fighting with everyone. Here's Road Dogg. He wants him some of Triple H.
Well, still bad blood as the brawl's on.
Here comes Holly. Can't forget about Hardcore Holly. He's saved Undertaker and Big Show already before now. Bring Al Snow out. Come on. No, Mr. Ass.
Well, if Mr. Ass is out here, then sure.
Me, Shirley.
No. Yes, I think the fans gave it away.
The Rock. Cool, this would be one hell of a Raw Rumble.
They're all going at it.
All this talent and Hardcore Holly in the ring.
And this is basically all about just going to happen at SummerSlam.
That's one way to do it. Like, that's how you set up a SummerSlam pay-per-view, innit?
Well, now Mr. Ass working over Stone Cold, the Undertaker with a Rock.
Before.
Billy Gunn with the Irish Whip, going for the clothesline, misses.
Stunner! And the pedigree. As the New Age Outlaws are laid out.
New Age Outlaws by the two-man power trip here a couple of weeks before SummerSlam. We'll move on to our next episode. It's August 9th. And Raw is changing things up. No more corporate ministry. Nitro have blasted in the head-to-heads and only stayed in the 2s for a 3.0 total, where Raw got a 6.3.
Here comes The Rock. Show wanted to go after him, but The Undertaker held him back as he wanted to hear what he had to say. Rock has come back to Chicago and tells the Big Show should never put his hands on him. Show has never impressed him and calls him the Big Slow. Everyone watching this declares it's time to take a leak because this guy sucks. He makes fun of Show, raising his hand. That's all he can do. Here comes Show and Undertaker. Rock refuses to run and gets his ass stomped.
Well, here comes X-Pac, and he goes about the Undertaker. Pac his head butted and down he goes. Show grabs him and decks him. Here comes Road Dogg, and he attacks Show, but he's promptly dismantled. Now Kane lumbers down. He unloads on the Undertaker and takes it to Show. Clive's lying him over the top rope, and the Undertaker gets it too. A limo has arrived, and here comes Shawn. And Pac tells Cole to shut up. His concussion is fine. It's time to take care of some business. He calls out the Acolytes.
And we go on to match 1, which is Christian versus Gangrel. Christian kicks him, but he's dragged into the corner where they hammer each other. Christian escapes with a tornado DDT. Gangrel cannot escape and is nailed with an inverted DDT. Hardys run out and get kicked off the apron, and Christian leaps on top of them. Back in the ring, Gangrel finishes him off. The Hardys stomp on Christian and help out Gangrel. Hardys run down and tells him... Hayes runs down and tells him to stop, but he gets dismantled and beaten to a pulp.
Oh, I'm not sure why the Hardys are here or why Gangrel keeps winning.
But the Acolytes accept the challenge.
Well, here comes Jesse Ventura with Laura doing the interview. Jesse brags about himself. He was a Navy SEAL. There are a lot of frauds and pretenders, but really are not real people. Many ran off when we hid and it was a time to serve this country. People who pretend they are SEALs on bad TV shows with bad haircuts. He's a real man. He's a man. No. And he brings up Seals. He continues to talk about him. He's a real wrestler. And he emphasises the word wrestler over and over. He talks about the title match and he brags that because of him, Vince is not here tonight. Here comes Triple H.
Jesse has a short message for Hunter and China. Triple H needs to work on his wrestling moves, as the best man will win. It is his way or the highway. Triple H mocks him about Jesse talking about a form of this and form of that. Something must be wrong with his brain, and Triple H is called an arsehole. Hunter gets in his fader. He is not in Minnesota, and Jesse says this may be his ring, but the country is Jesse's. Jesse brags that he was with the president.
Well, Triple H reminds him that he's now with him, and he threatens to kick his ass. Here comes Shawn Michaels. Jesse has standards and practices that he has to abide to, but Shawn does not. Shawn declares that Jesse will be the most powerful referee in WWF history. Shawn reminds Triple H that he brought him into this world and threatens him. Triple H shoves him, and Jesse gets in between, and the three to calm down. Shawn is calmer and normally would have beat his ass right now. Jesse has informed Shawn that they have a power, and this is about politics. Shawn makes a match, Triple H versus The Undertaker versus Austin, in a triple threat match, and it may indeed be Triple H's time, but it's Shawn's way.
Austin has arrived.
D'Lo is exercising with Mark Henry, jogging that is. Apparently Mark has to take a dump and go into the woods. Jeff Jarrett, left Jarrett, and Deborah happened to be driving by, and Double J, to the chagrin of Deborah, beats up Brown and speeds off. When he says beats up Brown, I hope that's D'Lo Brown and not what Mark Henry did in the woods.
Well, match 2 is Jeff Jarrett, that's JEFFJARRE, versus Val Venus. The two men in WWE with the same letters for their surname and their Christian name. I like that.
Well, the fans want puppies. Double J drop kicks him and runs into a power slam. Val covers him and gets two. They go back and forth, and Deborah may have cost him the match. Well, he blames her as he was rolled up.
Well, it's just a bit of angle advancement, this match. It wasn't really too much of a match. Jeff Jarrett is yelling at Deborah, and Val beats him up, and Jarrett leaves.
Austin is laid out at the bottom of some steps and is being checked on. JR wants to go to break, but they show a bit more.
Afterwards, Austin is wheeled into an ambulance and is unconscious. There was a cinder block near his head. Triple H asks what happened, and HBK tells him that he will pay.
Pay? Shawn comes out and someone will have to pay. It will be the man who has to face Austin at the pay-per-view, who has to face Undertaker and Austin tonight. You're damn skippy it is. He tells Triple H to get his skinny ass out here. He has not come out. Shawn Michaels assures everyone that Triple H will not get out of the match tonight, and no one puts one over on the commish. Triple H comes out imploring that he does not know what happened. Michael knows, but Triple H is still the student.
The triple match is now a Falls Count Anywhere match. No DQ or time limit or count out. It's for the number one contendership at SummerSlam. Triple H is livid as he yells he earned that spot, and Shawn cannot do that to him. HBK responds that he can do whatever he wants. He will be the ref too. Triple H claims there is no one to take Austin's place. Shawn Michaels is willing to find a replacement, and who is the man to stab their own mother in the back and get the opportunity? Who has been living in someone's shadow for so long they would jump at the chance for a title shot? The Rock chants down.
Well, tonight it'll be Triple H versus The Undertaker, and the third opponent will be Chyna. Triple H giggles a bit as Chyna looks stunned. Triple H tells Shawn that that's enough. Chyna is just a girl and could get hurt, and this is serious business. She is pissed and takes the mic. She will take the opportunity and tells Hunter to try her. Try me, Triple H. Something like that. Try me, Triple H.
Hi, James.
Hello, James.
Try me. Chyna and Triple H are arguing in the back. Well, Triple H is trying to explain himself.
And match 3 is Kane and X-Pac versus the Acolytes for the tag team titles. Of course, the Acolytes, your champions, and they've been beating up X-Pac the majority. Bradshaw went for the clothesline from hell. X-Pac managing to dodge it. Insecurity. And now he's looking for the hot tag.
Hot tag. Kane.
Kane's on fire. Oh, no.
Oh, he manages to get the tag to Kane. Bradshaw is barely up to his feet, turns round, and Kane jumps off the top with a huge clothesline takedown. One for Farouk as well. A boot to the head of Bradshaw, and he's beating up both of these Acolytes.
I'll tell you one thing about Kane as well. Is he looking to finish Farouk off with a chokeslam?
Bradshaw from behind now. It's a double team. Kane just runs through both Acolytes.
I know you've got Austin and The Rock, but I would really say Kane, like, with the reactions he gets, is like third. And if they really had, it's weird looking back now. They could have really done something a little bit more, I think.
Absolutely, yeah. I think a heel Kane is actually working brilliantly in WWE.
But the Kane at the moment is really getting a positive reaction as Bradshaw has got X-Pac. Look at the double powerbomb him. No Kane putting out Bradshaw.
An X-Pac with the Farouk into the cover. 1, 2, 3.
Oh my God. And we've got new tag team champions, X-Pac and Kane. It's Kane!
It's Kane!
Kane with the goal with X-Pac. And what a moment for these two men.
Road Dogg's out here to celebrate. Saying, look, well done, guys. You've done it.
Well, Kane can't believe it.
So we're out to non-tag team wrestlers teaming up?
Yeah, Kane and... Wait a minute. X-Pac's got the microphone.
This has been a long time coming.
Kane's got 2 words for you.
The man who's never spoke. What's this gadget he's got?
Got the voice box. What does Kane sound like without the voice box?
So that's it. We've heard Kane speak for the first ever time without using his voice box.
And his first words were, "Suck it."
But here's the big show.
Well, what a lovely celebration. What? Oh, no.
And Undertaker.
Oh. And what a moment ruined.
Well, I take it Undertaker didn't like hearing Kane speak that foul language. I mean, he does look out for his baby brother.
And now he's just stomping him. And this is just an assault and Big Show and Undertaker.
So is this actually Kane's real hair at the moment?
Yeah.
And they're completely ruining Kane's moment. I mean, after overcoming his crippling fear of speaking or not being able to speak or finally learning to speak, I don't know quite what it was, but yeah.
What a horrible moment. Well, Mr. Arse is on GTV talking about, guess what? His arse.
Oh, that's... And match 4 is Posse and Steve Blackman versus Test, this is Test, and Ken Shamrock.
Well, Shane is at the announce table, and Ken and Test start strong. Joey Abs takes down Test, and Shane runs in and spinkles him some kicks. Now Blackman tears into Ken. Back in the ring, Test takes out Abs and connects with a spinning neck breaker.
Shane yells at Test, and the distraction allows Abs to blindside him. On the floor, Steve and Ken are battling. Ken blocks a shot and uses a kendo stick. Shane runs over with a chair and gets his head taken off. In the ring, Test finishes Blackman with a pump handle slam.
Short but decent brawl, and the crowd is fucking red hot tonight.
For who?
For who? Just overall, look at the general demeanour.
General demeanour. Well, Test takes the chair and shatters Abs' ankle with it.
And Mr. Arse wants his arse rubbed as it's all red.
Oh, James, you gonna do that? Here comes The Rock.
Well, first Cole's with Test, and he states that obviously that the posse was taken out. Test just wants to be alone with Steph, so those butt sniffers were taken out. He goes over their injuries. Nobody's left but Shane.
Terry with Steve Blackman. Steve will step into Ken's world, the Lion Den, as long as there are weapons. He screams something and leaves.
Well, now The Rock comes out. Rock tells Show that if there's any balls, he will face him tonight, and he will check himself in the Smackdown hotel. And the Millennium Clock is counting. Oh, fucking hell, it's Tong.
Fatally wrong.
What?
So the Millennium Clock is counting down, but it's a bit early for the Millennium, isn't it?
Well, it is, but there's only 6 seconds to the start, and who could it be?
Or what can it be?
When will it be?
How will it be?
Well, The Rock is interrupted.
Jericho? Isn't he a WCW wrestler, though?
Well, not anymore. The fans explode in the arena, and Jericho's arrived. This is one of the greatest debuts of all time, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
Without a doubt, like to do that, the countdown, really clever. Even though they didn't use Jericho right, but that's another story in the early going.
Is Jericho. So, James, I remember you telling me about you was actually watching this at the time Jericho made his debut. What were your feelings going into this?
I didn't have a clue who this guy was, but with the fan reaction, I thought, my God, it must be someone quite big.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then when you realise just how huge he was, and it's weird seeing the WWE treatment of him in his later days. To come here, he already looks like a star.
I think he's lush on the mic. I mean, there's one thing to make your debut, but there's another thing to make your debut drawing off against The Rock.
Yeah, exactly. And then what's the other weird thing, if you look at history, Jericho's first world title win in WWF was against The Rock. So it's kind of weird that he would debut against him and then his biggest, victory in the early going. In the Invasion out of 2001, wasn't it? No Mercy. And then he went on and won it in Vengeance, became the first ever Undisputed Champ. Rock was involved in that as well. He beat The Rock in the fucking... Yeah, I think he beat him semi and then beat Austin in the final. booker. But Jericho's here to save the world, apparently. Save the WWF. Should go through his spiel.
Well, the fans are buzzing. The lights go out and there is an explosion, and here comes Jericho. Holy shit, this is awesome. Well, welcome to Raw is Jericho. He blows kisses to the crowd. He is the new millennium for the WWF. For those who do not know him, he is Chris Jericho. He is their new hero and party host. He is the most charismatic showman to grace a TV screen. For those that do know him, all hail the Ayatollah of rock and roller. He talks about the dawning of a new WWF. Rocky chants drown him out a little bit.
Well, a new era is what WWF needs. It has become cliched and boring. It needs a knight in shining armour. Chris Jericho's here to save the WWF, and now the fans cheer again. The ratings and buy rates are down, and mainstream acceptance is non-existent. Live crowds are silent. They are silent because they're embarrassed to be here. There's a steady stream of uninterested and untalented sports entertainers. Those in the dressing room are idiots, and then so is the guy in the ring. The fans' ability is excellent, but he is one who is excellent.
There is a man they say can cheer for and raise their fat hands and scream, go Jericho, go. And now all the fat idiots in the WWF, including the one in the ring, will realise that the WWF will never, ever be the same again. Rock is not too happy, and he says after 3 boring minutes that Jericho needs to know his role and shut his mouth. How dare that little jabroni come on his show and not introduce himself. Jericho starts to say something, and it does not matter what his name is. The Rock has a plan of his own, the KY Jelly plan, and the fans erupt. The Rock is going to lube his size 13 boot and stick it up Jericho's candy ass. Jericho looks like he's crying. The Rock does his catchphrase, spits at Jericho, who glares and puffs out his lips in anger or shame. How many actual catchphrases do you count in that, 5-6 minute?
Well, Jericho.
And The Rock.
I don't know. This is one of the best put downs over The Rock, what he does as well. I love it. What is your... yeah, absolutely brilliant there. In the back, Holly is telling everyone he's looking for the Big Show.
And China is lacing up her boots.
And match 5 is Big Bossman versus Road Dogg.
Well, it's non-title. Road Dogg takes him down and brings in a table. He wallops him again and brings in a chair. And is kicked in the gut and he's knocked over the head with the chair. Bossman starts to pick him up to slam him into the table. Snow comes down and hits him with something, and they go through the table, and Road Dogg gets the win.
This was pretty lame, but Show's walking in the back, as is The Rock.
And that sets up our next match perfectly. Is The Rock versus The Big Show.
Well, Rock takes it to him and rocks him with numerous blows. He rushes into the corner and hammers him. Show tries to grab him, but Rock floats behind and gets two after a Russian leg sweep. Show ducks in a blow, as does The Rock off the whip, and Show takes him down with a flying shoulder tackle. Show did not duck. Show chops him a few times in the corner. He clubs the back a couple of times. Rock fires back. One shot from Show drops him. Show uses his boot to choke him into the corner.
Rock fights him off, but is whipped into the ropes and runs into a big boot. Bear hug, and Jericho punches free. Jericho punches free, but he is side slammed and Show gets a near fall. Here comes Holly. He hits Show and The Rock and slams him and sets up the elbow. This writing is... Rock fights him off, but is whipped into the ropes and runs into a big boot. A bear hug. Rock punches free, but he is side slammed and Show gets a near fall. Here comes Holly. He hits Show and The Rock slams him and sets up the elbow. Here comes Jericho and he hits The Rock and runs. Arse runs in and beats up The Rock while itching his arse.
Yeah, not bad, but an overbooked ending to that. And then our main event, SummerSlam. And it's going to be China versus Triple H versus The Undertaker.
With Shawn Michaels as guest referee and Jesse, the guest announcer.
So who are you backing in this match then? Triple H beat The Rock Fully Loaded, but Shawn Michaels, because of his what he did to Austin earlier, has put it on the line now. Who are you betting for?
I'm back in China.
I think you're stupid to do that. I think, no offence to her, but she's going against The Undertaker. You've got to pick The Undertaker. Former champion's taking Austin to the limit. I see it happening again. Or Triple H, but definitely not China.
How dare you? What? Because she's a female?
It's because it would be the biggest
you
surprise.
think she's only good for making sandwiches and helping out in the back, cleaning up and such, doing ironing? James, there is more to women than that. You need to get your head out of your 1960s arse and realise that women can be just as big as men.
To be fair, that's a great point, but I wasn't saying it about... You already know we've already watched it on the Hall of Fame special with China. So you know the result. So you're trying to stick me with that, but you know what's going on. So don't get me wrong. Great, we're all equal rights and all this lot. As The Undertaker didn't do that, has planted China out of the way. But this match has started, and Triple H is going on the attack. Taker takes him back.
Okay, I think Triple H is going to win.
Michaels checking on China. And that was the game and The Undertaker.
And China's sat there a bit perplexed. Triple H is getting in referee Shawn Michaels' face.
Now The Undertaker just with the big right hands. And Jesse's got one of the best voices in the business. And China's up now.
He just picks China up, both hands by her throat, but China managing to escape it. Rake to the eyes as China's perched on the second rope but gets punched off by Taker. Sent crashing to the outside as Triple H comes in and attacks Taker.
I beg
Undertaker and Triple H fighting outside the ring now as China's looking to recover. Try and get herself back into this match.
Michael's wearing nice shorts. You know, he always like the shorts for the referee's outfit. Oh my God, that's daring. He leans on the stairs.
Yes, as Shawn Michaels wearing the shortest of shorts I think I've ever seen. And he has one step on the bottom step of the steel stairs and one on the third, and it's a very crutulated shot.
I used to think I can see his nuts. And The Undertaker and Triple H just slugging this out.
And of course, Shawn Michaels has got his T-shirt tucked into his shorter than short shorts.
Uh-oh, now Triple H in trouble. Undertaker's shoulder.
Looking to run Triple H into the ring post, but the game with a backslide and sends Undertaker into it. Triple H's jawbreaker with his knee into the cover. Michaels for the cover. No, only a 2 count.
2. And Shawn got down quickly, and China now trying to regroup.
Or is he just playing possum?
Hello, possum!
And letting these two guys work their frustration out on each other and then come in and sneak the victory.
Well, it's working at the moment.
So what would Triple H's reaction be if China was to win this match?
He'd wait till he got home, and then he would lock the front door.
Yes, tell me more.
I wouldn't want to say. But a part of me thinks Triple H likes to be dominated by strong women. There's nothing wrong with that.
Well, Stephanie McMahon is a very strong woman.
So is China. So Triple H now throws Undertaker back in.
China's strong for a man, let alone a woman.
Well, no other woman will be put into a number one contendership match for the WWF title. I think that should be said first and foremost, even now.
Absolutely, yeah, I completely agree with that. Undertaker crashes Triple H off the top, looking to plant him with a chokeslam, but China from behind with the low blow, saving her ally Triple H. For how far will this union get her?
Well, does Triple H think that China is going to help him win this match?
Well, they're working as a well-oiled unit at the moment.
And they're shaking hands, but China clotheslines Triple H. Is that a China line? And low blow for the game as Undertaker stands up tall behind China looking to chokeslam her. She walks into the grip of Taker.
Well, now this will be the end of China. She goes chokeslam, one-handed. Ah,
that was the most gentle and delicate chokeslam I have ever seen in all my livelong life.
Oh, but Triple H throwing the Undertaker into the ropes, and now Triple H going to take advantage of China. I mean, should Triple H take advantage of the unconscious woman, Dan?
Well, James,
I know you normally do, so tell me. I don't know what your plan would be. Oh, no, wait a minute. Undertaker pulled Triple H off.
Well, if she doesn't say no.
Undertaker now with the right hands, Triple H.
And Undertaker and Triple H trading blows in the middle of the ring as China rolls outside to safety. I'm not sure how safe she will be out there with Paul Bearer walking around or waddling around.
She might be attracted to gravitational pull.
Undertaker with a cover, but only a 2 count for him.
2.
And Shawn Michaels, to his credit, is calling it.
That's how you always think is Shawn Michaels. Look at the King and Ventura having a little laugh.
Undertaker's got Triple H backed up in the corner, punching away at him. Well, 2 of these men, Shawn Michaels has faced at WrestleMania.
Yeah, she's not mad, is she?
2 of these men.
Oh, wait a minute. Austin's got the chair. I think the fans realise.
Well, Triple H has just knocked China off the ring apron as she was looking to get back in the ring. Undertaker eliminating Triple H from the Royal Rumble. Now the dead man standing tall all alone in the ring.
And he's going to go after Triple H, but here comes Austin.
So where's Austin? We last saw him grabbing a chair. Oh, by the sounds of the crowd, he's making his way out.
No, the Undertaker went out to get Triple H, but I think best left alone.
Oh, Jesus Christ. He hits Triple H.
Oh, a chair shot knocking Triple H out.
Rolls China onto him.
And Michael's going to count 2, 3.
And with a little assistance from Austin, Chyna has won this and she is the number 1 contender for Stone Cold's title at SummerSlam.
So yeah, Chyna is in the WWF title match. What match that should be against Austin? And Undertaker cannot believe it. And when Triple H wakes up, I'm sure he'll be shocked as well.
Absolutely, yeah. And Austin's still wearing the wounds of what happened to him earlier with a bloodied up head.
And I think this is great storytelling as well, because the thing is that it was simple. Triple H versus Austin at SummerSlam is the way to go. And now they've done this, and it's kind of a curveball. You're not sure where they're going to go from here. Now Chyna is a number 1 contender.
Absolutely, yeah.
So it's August 16th.
Well, the go-home show, Jericho has arrived, and I'm interested to see how they use him. Rock has been relegated to facing Billy Gunn, but then again, Gunn won the King of the Ring, and he is a semi-over, but not like he was a year ago. Triple H is getting a full push, and the CM corporate ministry has been disbanded.
Also, McMahon's is slowly taking a backseat. I doubt it will last that long, but the reprieve is nice. Now, if they could just wrestle and have straightforward angles, well, I forgot that Chyna's getting the title shot, but I doubt that will last. Raw destroyed Nitro with 6.6 to a 3.3 double.
They absolutely doubled it, yeah. Well, here comes Triple H, and he wants to put the focus where it belongs. He is the number 1 contender who will face Austin at SummerSlam. Well, he introduces that contender, and it is Chyna. Here she comes. He tells her to bask in the glory. He is happy to be standing there with her. He wants her to think of all that they have been through and tell some stories. It is obvious that he's not happy, as he reminds her of the flowers he gave her for qualifying for the Rumble and the ring for King of the Ring.
Well, it goes both ways, as both have given each other. Triple H has never asked for anything until now. He wants what he has busted his ass for, and that's his slot back. He wants a match with her, and the winner will face Austin.
Well, Chyna needs to think, and she looks at the crowd. Nice posterior on her. She says now, and he pulls her back, and he's not pleased. She says no, and he pulls her back and is not pleased.
Well, he said he could break her, and she is biting the hand that feeds her and does not like being screwed. He calls her an ungrateful bitch, and now he's telling her that he's taking back the number 1 contendership match. She does not think he has the balls to face her, and so it's on like Donkey Kong.
Austin has arrived.
But now Jericho's arrived.
Road Dogg does his thing. I love it when some fat fan tries to follow along but can't.
Match versus Al Snow.
Al brings his dog down, Pepper, and hands him to Lawler.
Well, they lock up and either get the advantage. Now Snow knees him twice, but Road Dogg ducks the blow and boxes, but is nailed and his body slammed. And Al strikes with a slingshot leg drop. Al misses the moonsault. Road Dogg shakes and baits with some punches, and Al ducks. And there goes the ref. Bossman runs down and wallops Snow with a nightstick a couple of times, and Dog gets the win.
So fucking sick of interference.
The Undertaker and Show are walking along.
Well, the makeup artist needs his hair fixing, and he chuckles and says he has the most popular hair.
Well, Triple H and Chyna getting ready for their match.
Undertaker and Show have come down. Undertaker tells the crowd to shut up. Later tonight there is a tag title match, and that does not matter. The winner of the match will face them at the pay-per-view. Undertaker is talking about Death Valley and riding bikes. They were going to the middle of the desert, and Show's bike runs out of gas. Undertaker asks how he's going to survive. The Show told him that he was going to kill him in his sleep and eat him. Undertaker does not sleep and left him.
Well, 2 days later, Show showed up with his Harley on his shoulder. The point of the story is that SummerSlam will be now known as Armageddon, and someone will be hurt. The countdown begins.
Jericho time! I admit I mark out for his entrance, and the fans love it too. It's good shit. He comes out and states that no one cared what they said, out and saved this segment because they are so stupid.
Well, they're not the personification of evil, but of boredom. He is stunned that they get so much airtime, and they turn the channel, but no longer does anyone have to, because the fans have a hero, and Jericho is here to save the WWF. Long live Rory's Jericho. The entire organisation, including the 2 idiots in the ring, will never, ever be the same.
No, James, it doesn't go like that, does it?
Does it go like then?
It will never, ever be the same.
Well, The Undertaker doesn't know who he is or who he thinks he is. He's making fun of his peach fuzz, and if Jericho ever interrupts him again, it will be the last time, and that is a promise. Jericho looks a bit worried and leaves as The Undertaker glares.
Well, Triple H and Chyna are walking again.
And Jericho's telling the Fink why he's here and how he's saving everyone's jobs.
And match 2 is Triple H versus Chyna.
So there we go. And China is on the attack early with Triple H. You thought maybe they might take a step back or not, but China's on the attack.
It's kicking away at the midsection of the game.
Well, she got called an ungrateful bitch. She's given Triple H.
I think China's helped Triple H more than Triple H has helped China.
I think without a doubt. And China now, at the moment, putting the number one contendership on the line.
Could this spell the end for the alliance between Triple H and China?
I think it will, because now Triple H knows China has got, doesn't want to just be in Triple H's shadow, wants to do stuff for herself. I think that annoys Triple H. He just wants someone to just go along with him. Look how he used DX and disbanded him when he thought he could get help with the corporation.
Absolutely, yeah.
And now Triple H back in control, just takes out China.
Looking for a delayed suplex, but China with a backslide kicks him in the middle. In the midsection and hits a lovely DDT, floats over for a cover, but the game managing to kick out. So is he the game yet?
He's just given his little game speech in the backstage. I think when he, spoiler alert, the night after SummerSlam, that's when you see kind of the real Triple H as it was. But at this moment in time, it's pretty much what we expect of him, do you know what I mean, in a weird way.
Yeah.
And now China's in control with the forearms, lows a red low.
Oh, but Triple H wise to that, and a knee to the jaw puts China.
Triple H just sends him in the corner now with the punches and the kicks. And China looks in a bit of trouble at the moment. Triple H just comes over, but China fighting back. But Triple H with a knee right in the midsection of China. Irish whip now. Goes for the clothesline. China dodges, but gets caught with a huge knee.
And again, Triple H in the cover. Not hooking the leg, and China managing to get the shoulder up at 2.
Very disrespect from China from Triple H.
I think it shows that Triple H is kind of underestimating what China can actually bring to the table.
And now Triple
and
H,
not just sandwiches and crisps and snacks.
He's arguing to Earl Hebner. But China is still in this match.
Triple H is goading, but it comes towards China, but she drops him over the top rope, eliminates him from the Royal Rumble.
Now wait a minute, Mankind! We haven't seen Mankind since Triple H shattered his knee with a sledgehammer. Referee distracted by China.
Hits him with a steel, steps into the head. China into the cover. 1, 2, 3.
Oh my God, and China is still the number one contender thanks to returning Mankind.
Mankind definitely screwed the game, but I don't think he's quite got the retribution that he wants.
And Triple H managed to get a harm's way for Mankind. Can take him out.
That's not going to stop Mankind. He chases after Triple H. Oh, he ducks out the way of yet another chair shot attempt. And Mankind's chasing him to the back. China, so what's unusually not going to Triple H's aid.
No, well, she's saying she's number one. She wants the title at SummerSlam. You can't blame her. But wait a minute, here comes Mankind back out, and he's got the mic. And he tells China that they have a sexual tension. He talks about their outfits. He wants a match with her tonight, and she nuts him and tells him no. She's leaving, but here comes Shawn Michaels. He doesn't want to piss her off because every man who does gets beat up. He has a soft spot for Mankind, and therefore she will face Mankind for the number one contendership. She is not happy.
Well, she shouldn't be, She's already had a match tonight. She's proved herself, even though it was a bit of assistance from Mankind. But the commish is the commish, and they have to do what he says. But up next is Test. This is Test versus Steve Blackman. Test charges right into a kick and some punches. Down is drop kicked in the back and body slammed. Blackman misses the elbow drop, and Test hammers him and takes him down with a swinging neck breaker. Steve rakes the eyes and kicks him a couple of times, but lowers his head and is gut wrenched. Here comes Shane, and that distracts Test. Steve blindsides him and kicks his head off. Shane enters the ring and taunts Test. Test attacks him, but is hit with a kendo stick. Shamrock runs in and sticks Blackman, but he is hit with a kendo. Shamrock takes down Shane, but Blackman has the kendo stick and mauls Shamrock. Shane does the same to Test.
Well, Cole is with Austin, and the former is called a dumb SOB for stating the obvious about Austin being fine. He is fired up, and payback will happen. He does not care who he faces at pay-per-view, and he shoves Cole.
Now The Rock has arrived.
The match for is Kane and X-Pac versus Acolytes for the tag team titles.
Acolytes run down, and it's melee with all four brawling on the floor. Now the match heads into the ring. Farouk and Kane pound each other. Pac comes in, firing away, but he is dropped. Undertaker and Show are watching. Farouk spikes him and gets two. Kane is in and goes up top. Farouk greets him, but is shoved off, and Kane hits the top rope lariat. It was on Bradshaw. Farouk makes a save, but he is knocked to the floor by Pac. Bradshaw is double teamed, but Pac is whipped into the corner, and Bradshaw goes for a powerbomb, but eats the boot to the head from Kane. However, Bradshaw recovers and strikes with a fall-away slam. Farouk is in and he and Pat go back and forth.
Well, Bradshaw's in and applies the sleeper, but it's snapped over. Farouk tags in and he kicks him upside the head a couple of times. Pat ducks a blow and spin kicks Farouk. Pack is crawling towards Kane, making a hot tag. He then lows on both. Farouk hits a big boot and is pummeled in the corner and whipped into the other, sandwiched. And now it's Bronco Buster time. Kane chokeslams Bradshaw and the match is over. The Acolytes dismantle Kane after the match and Pac too.
It was a solid and a clean match.
Holly is yelling at someone in the back.
Davey Boy is back and is shown.
Pacing around China's locker room.
And match 5 is Hardcore Holly versus who?
Well, Holly has the mic. He calls out the next super heavyweight, and here comes his cousin, Crash. So we had a great debut in August. For me, this is a better debut. I like Crash Holly more than I like Jericho. Look at Crash coming out here. Little mini Hardcore Holly. In great shape, should I say.
Absolutely, yeah.
One of my favourite characters, I think, making his debut here. But he's arguing with his cousin Hardcore. I like the way he talks. Like, hey, Ben. Bless him.
Hey, Bandito.
Oh, Hardcore. Now he's going after his cousin Crash. And the Holly cousins have made a debut. And for me, the Holly family is one of the most underrated, I don't say teams, but even Crash got Hardcore's trunks on. He can't afford Crash trunks yet. Anyway, a little sidetrack for him, but I think saying that, for me, I love Crash Holly, and, you know, he will be missed.
Well, Mankind is with Cole, and I was wrong about Cole outside China's locker room. Mankind does not want to hit her, but he will stick a sock in her mouth. Yes, James, I said sock. She needs to bring her ovaries, and he will bring his guys. I love Mankind.
Mankind's awesome. And then it's Mankind versus China. There we go.
Has China got the testicular fortitude to go one-on-one with the Mankind?
And Mankind admits to himself at this point as well he's returned in awful shape. So he's here to face China. Can he be added to the SummerSlam match?
So China's already proved herself once that she can overcome Triple H, even though it was from a little bit of help. But can she do it twice in one night?
Well, can Lightning strike twice is the question of Mankind. But it might be a little bit of ring rust, so she might have to take that into effect. Mankind's one of these people that talk about who helped China, and Triple H trying to get out of here, but he's been stopped by the referees' officials.
Trainers, EMTs, officials down, stopping Triple H. And China going straight off the bat. Kind is blocking as best he can, but he said he's not going to hit China, and so far he hasn't laid a finger on her.
His mother, Miss Foley Baby's boy, knows better than that to hit a woman in the face. But when it's China, she's doing the same to you.
Well, he was going to hit her, but he kind of apprehended. That gave China the chance to get back into this match. And again, we cut backstage to Triple H, and the referees aren't letting him through. As Mankind throws China, but he hasn't hit her yet.
Well, he might not hit, but can he stick his fingers down her throat? Oh!
Well, I'm sure there are worse things he could stick down her throat.
Referee didn't see the blatant low blow. Clubbing blows to the back. And China with a DDT. But he gets a 2.
2. Well, I know some people pay a lot of money to be beaten up by a woman.
Well, China now just clubbing blows to Mankind.
Just a lovely throw by China.
Manhandling him.
Mankind. And Triple H is on the entrance now, trying to make his way out here. Is that going to distract China?
I think that's not fair, that China is getting distracted. She's saying, why don't you just lead me to it? Uh-oh.
And Mankind's got Mr. Socko as China's distracted by the presence of Triple H. And Socko just rammed straight down the gullet of China. I wonder what a gag reflex is like.
And the referee counts to 3. And Mankind's a new number 1 contender. Mankind beats China, but here comes Triple H.
He's managed to fight through the referees.
Now China attacking Mankind.
Triple H goes down low as Mankind was distracted by the presence of China.
And now Triple H for the attack, and this is disgraceful. The injured leg already. They tried to recover, and now everybody's down to stop this. Well, Shane McMahon comes out, and he's demanding a match between Mankind and Triple H now. He will be the ref. Shawn Michaels tells him to hold on. It will be a no-holds-barred, Falls Count Anywhere match, and Shawn Michaels will be the second referee. The second referee.
Well, both Hollies are brawling on top of a semi. One is superplexed on it, and the fight continues.
Mr. Arse is holding his arse as he walks in the back.
And Triple H and Shane are conferring.
Arse in the ring and he's calling out Rock names. Rock comes out and calls him a chicken shit and other names. Rock brags about himself and he's going to lay the smack down on Arse. Rock brings out a girl. She looks familiar to us, and she's the girl who massages Ars's arse with the people's poison ivy. She flirts with Rock, and he tells her to beat it. Now Rock tells Ars that he's going to stick some lotion up his arse.
To the ring as he speaks, and the fans chant his name when he asks them to. Rock gets in the ring, and fisticuffs ensue. Gunn is tossed over the top rope, but Rock eats the barrier and does so again. Ars has a kendo stick and beats the Rock with it. He rolls him back in the ring and takes his head off with it. He mocks the Rock and puts his head next to his arse.
After the break, the Rock is with Cole, and he's fine now. He's going to beat his arse at the pay-per-view.
And it is match 6, Mankind versus Triple H.
So who will be the number one contender to Stone Cold Steve Austin's championship? He's sitting on commentary, waiting, and it's been a roller coaster ride so far, hasn't it? With what we thought Triple H at Fully Loaded, and then China, Mankind earlier. Now with this one, it's anybody's opportunity.
Goddamn kid, who's going to be the number one contender for my title?
And as Triple H comes out, Mankind on the attack straight away, and these two men fighting already.
So we've got 2 referees, one obviously in Triple H's corner, and the other, I suppose, more in Mankind's corner.
And Mankind just raking Triple H's face along the ropes. Any excuse for Sean to put those shorts back on.
I don't even think he ever left them.
No, he's just been like, he just leaves them on all the time underneath his trousers.
I don't even know if he wears trousers over the top of them. Might wear chaps.
And now working on Triple H. Shane tried to get in his face, but Michael's holding him off.
See, now I think Shane's missing a trick here. He should have one of his button-up shirts that he wears like as a referee shirt.
Well, Mankind choking Triple H now.
And this is both for their second match of the night.
And we'll find out who faces Austin at SummerSlam. It's the next well.
So last week, Undertaker was the number one contender, but he was beaten by China. China defended her number one contendership against Triple H earlier on in the night. And then she lost it to Mankind. And now it's between Mankind and Triple H.
Yeah.
See, this is quite an easy storyline to follow. Unlike who's feuding with who on WCW.
Well, like we said, the Jericho segment with him debuting went against, I think, like a Van Hammer match. So this is how Nitro's trying to rule the roost at the moment. We've seen 2 young guys who haven't been WWF Champion yet going for a chance to face Stone Cold Steve Austin. And this is what you're looking for.
Absolutely, yeah. Pushing, not so much with Mankind like as a newer guy. Mankind has been champion.
No, he hasn't.
Hasn't he?
Has he? Oh, he did, didn't he?
Arena
Yeah.
match and all that gubbins. I just don't even.
Not long left in this old horse, I'm afraid. It's going to take the back of the shed. Now Triple H on the attack outside of Mankind.
They're fighting away out the ramp. Triple H looks to hit Mankind with a pedigree.
Oh, and he backdrops him on the steel entranceway. Now working away up. This is false count anyway, let's not forget. This Mankind's going for the mandible claw. Now he's going to go for double arm DDT.
But China comes in and clotheslines Mankind down. Shane likes it. I don't know how Sean feels about it.
Well, China's annoyed with Mankind that she cost the match, but it was Triple H actually that got. Now Triple H just on the attack, assaulting Mankind along the entranceway. He's going to try and suplex him now.
Rolls him up. 1, 2. Both referees are counting, but still only gets a 2 count.
2. Now fighting their way back down, but Mankind managing to fight back with the right hand.
Irish whip reversed by Triple H, sending Mankind into the steel steps. Straight on the kneecap that Triple H put Mankind out with. The referees are tussling in the background as well, which is quite comical.
Now Triple H going to attack on the injured leg.
Austin joining with the King on commentary. Triple H with a chop block on Mankind as he was trying to get himself back in the ring. The game has been... Oh, fucking hell, cameraman. I nearly saw what Sean had for breakfast there as he's bent over in his tight, short shorts.
And Triple H just bending the leg, working over at Sean's. Having a word with Shane McMahon as well. And Mankind's just in serious trouble at the moment.
Oh, we got a figure 4 attempt from the game. Ric Flair taught him that even though he's on WCW.
And Sean's in the face, asking him.
Now, is China in Triple H's corner?
Well, I like to see the old costing there, but costing Triple H, but then again it would give it to Mankind. So really, she should be just annoyed with both of them, to be fair.
She should, yeah.
But she won't. She loves Triple H. She'll forgive him.
Absolutely. Positively. Well, Mankind's managed to get to the ropes.
But it's no holds barred, so he turned it as well, which helped. And China just choking away. Nothing Michaels can do. Just a stern word, I suppose. My God, Mankind must have come at least a foot off the canvas then.
At least 7 inches off the canvas to be slammed back down onto it by Triple H. Who would Stone Cold rather face, do you reckon?
Well, he knows he's beaten Mankind, doesn't he? So I think with him, I think Triple H is a bit of the unknown. So I think I got to bet Mankind to that. But what would be a better match, do you reckon, 1-on-1?
Austin versus Triple H, I think, personally.
Now, at this moment, they've never clashed 1-on-1 at a pay-per-view. Will SummerSlam be the first time? Now, Mankind and Triple H into the crowd.
Oh, Mankind now in full control, throwing Triple H over barricade back to ringside. A lovely running clothesline takedown there from Mankind.
I think Mankind's back in this match now. Oh, as soon as I say that.
Triple H sidesteps him and Mankind head first into the ring post.
That's a good thing with Mankind. He always uses the hands on his head, so...
Yeah.
Now Triple H's got the chair. He's going to use it on Mankind.
And Michaels from behind snatching the chair out of the hands of Triple H.
The Mankind now double arm DDT on Triple H. This one is over, but Michaels and Shane arguing each other.
Mankind looking to go down into his undercrackers to get out the stinking putrid Mr. Socko.
Well, he had it in China earlier. Now he sticks it in Triple H. And Triple H might be passing out here. No, wait a minute.
Oh, backdrop onto the steel chair.
Both referees counting.
Who was counting who, though? Well, Shawn Michaels has raised Mankind's hand and Shane's raised Triple H's hand.
So what the hell does this mean? And Austin saying, who the hell am I going to face?
Well, from evidence that either man won the match.
Who won the damn match?
Jesus Christ, damn, just give me someone to face. Shane telling the ring announcer that he's saying it was Triple H that won, but Michaels comes over, shoves Shane McMahon and says, no, it was Mankind. Triple threat match?
Who is the number one contender? Who can decide it? I mean, Shane and Shawn arguing.
No chance.
Well, ring announcer's got to say something.
Who's it going to be? Who?
So there you have it. Austin has got double trouble. He's not happy about that. The right hand to Shane. But he's going to have to face Triple H and Mankind at SummerSlam.
Well, I never.
Unbelievable build-up. So Austin knows how he's going to do. Yeah, he's going to face now as Triple H Mankind. The fight carries on here. But Raw's been really enjoyable. And like I said, it had a reason for you to tune in as well. Because you had the match at the start, match in the middle, match at the end. And it changed until this. I mean, start of the night, China's number one contender. At the end, Austin is facing Mankind, Triple H in the triple threat match.
Absolutely, yeah. We had dream debuts as well. We had the unforgettable Crash Holly and someone called Jerich.
Jerich.
Jericho?
I don't know.
I think the J's silent. Jericho.
Well, Crash, he looks like to be a future star anyway.
Absolutely.
But, it's been good so far. Well, last time out, WWF were heading for SummerSlam, and in a blockbuster main event, Jesse the Body Ventura imposed order on Triple H Mankind and the WWF champ Stone Cold Steve Austin. And WWE were still trying, but this episode is all about attitude with a pay-per-view, 2 Raws, and a Smackdown. Now, we've had to cut down SummerSlam 99 for time, but we might release it in full at some point down the line if it maybe became available somewhere else. So this one, but we start with SummerSlam 99. It's an out-of-body experience. It's 22nd of August from Minneapolis, Minnesota, or the Target Center.
The attendance was 17,370. Your commentators are, as always, good old JR and Jerry the King Lawler. And the pay-per-view buy rate was a relative 1.71.
We start off with the WWF Intercontinental title / European title match, and D'Lo Brown with Deborah lost to Jeff Jarrett. That's JEFF JARRETT. Thanks to Mark Henry turning on D'Lo Brown with a guitar shot. They were all in cahoots, believe it or not, and Double J walked away with all the titles.
We had a tag team turmoil match. That was Droz and Prince Albert versus Christian and Edge versus Mideon and Viscera versus the Acolytes, Bradshaw and Farouk versus the Hardy Boys, Jeff and Matt versus the Hollies, Crash and Hardcore. I thought he was on about one of them little tables next to you, like,
Nah, I would.
And the winner is Mideon and Viscera. The Acolytes won by last eliminating the Holly Cousins, Hardcore and Crash.
And then we had the WWF Hardcore title match, the Big Bossman versus Al Snow.
And new Hardcore champion, Al Snow.
WWF World Women's title match, Ivy versus Tori.
And still WWF Women's champion, Ivory.
Lions Den weapons match, Ken Shamrock versus Steve Blackman.
And the winner is the world's most dangerous man, Ken Shamrock.
In the most underrated match of SummerSlam, Lover or Leaver street fight, Shane McMahon with Joey Alves, Pete Gas, Rodney versus Test with Joe Briscoe and Pat Patterson.
And he's going to love her and not leave her. Test wins.
Yeah, Shane McMahon has to leave Test alone now. And now we watch our next match. It's the world titles, tag team titles on the line. And it's Kane and X-Pac versus The Big Show and The Undertaker. And we've seen this demonic team recently wreak havoc on Kane.
The Unholy Alliance.
The Unholy Alliance. And Kane has told everybody to suck it. So we'll see what he can do here. And X-Pac on the attack early, The Undertaker. And the fight is on. Kane with Big Show. Taking X-Pac down. And Kane on the attack, and he's changed his costume here tonight. First time we've seen a different Kane. But the Undertaker now is going to double team with Big Show. It's the right strategy for the two giants.
Oh, going to take out the biggest man and biggest threat in this match as well, being Kane. But X-Pac flying off the top to cover on Undertaker. But Undertaker kicking out with authority.
And the Undertaker there with a big shot to X-Pac, taking him out. I think the Undertaker dislikes everything about X. Was a monster, and X-Pac has humanised him. And that wasn't his job to. If the Undertaker wanted to do that, he wanted to use Kane as a puppet, though. And X-Pac just wants him to be a human.
He's a real boy.
And it makes the Undertaker sick. You know, just putting a beating on X-Pac. X-Pac, though, trying to use his speed.
X-Pac managing to red machine Kane, though. He goes to work instantly on his brother, backing him into the corner. Huge right hands to the head. There's definitely no love lost between the Brothers of Destruction. As X-Pac wailing away on the Undertaker as he's perched in the corner. And now Kane eliminating his brother from the Royal Rumble, who rolls out and lands on his feet. X-Pac jumps off the apron, takes him down, and Kane taking out the Big Show before he can even get in the ring.
And X-Pac there telling Undertaker to suck it. He just hits him with the elbow, knocks him down. That'll learn you. Now Undertaker's going to choke slam X-Pac, take him out on those wafer-thin mats.
But no, Kane saving his friend from behind, plucking him out of the air and dragging him back into the ring, and just elbowing Undertaker off the edge of the ring apron. I think.
Kane now coming off the top, taking out the Undertaker.
A Big Show breaking up out the ring by his leg. But the Big Red Machine responds with a huge uppercut to the Big Show.
Now Kane, Irish whipping the Undertaker, lows his head low. Kane gets taken out by the DDT, but sits straight back up again. And part of the story with this is X-Pac teaching Kane to be human. Another side is teaching the Undertaker, teaching Big Show to be an absolute monster, to stop caring, to make him like Kane was, having by his side. He left him in the desert to fend for himself.
And he came out carrying a Harley on his shoulder.
Can the Big Show show his aggressive nature here? As Kane's fighting back now, but one big boot changed the momentum again.
Huge jumping elbow.
Well, what chances do X-Pac have if he's here to fight himself? But Kane just sits back up again.
He may have a human side, but he's still the Big Red Machine. What do you think of Kane's outfit then? I think it looks quite smart.
It scared a young Daniel Hall who I was watching the pay-per-view with. He actually cried. He said Kane doesn't look right. There you go, Daniel, shout out for you if you're listening. Now the Big Show working over Kane.
He cried at Kane, but wasn't fazed at all by Paul Bearer.
No, can he... I was about to say so, I can't say that. And now Kane kicking Big Show, fighting back. But the power of Big Show compels you as he power slams Kane. But only gets a 2.
2. The Undertaker in full control of his brother. Just kicking away and elbowing him in the corner. Scaring the referee off constantly. I think that's one constant Undertaker has kept throughout his whole career, isn't it? Like scaring the referee off.
Yeah, no, I've always liked that about him. There's always certain things, even the kind of way he takes his hat off. He brought that back, obviously, a bit later on. Even the way he kind of walk and his cadence. He's always kept up the same kind of thing. Even when it was like... Even American Badass, he had a few things when he, you know, the signature moves as it was. But the Undertaker in stopping Kane. But this is Undertaker slowing right down. I mean, this is close as he came to retirement at this point in his career. Until now, obviously. But as you're listening to this 5 years later, you're going, what are you talking about, James? He's wrestled the last 5 years.
Yeah, I mean, 20 years ago, Undertaker was close to retirement, and 20 years later, he's still wrestling.
And now both men, double clothesline. James likes that move. And both men now looking to get... Kane sits up. Going to go for X-Pac.
Undertaker sits up. Is he looking for his monster in the Big Show? But no. He comes straight towards X-Pac, who starts getting the upper hand, but Undertaker with the Irish Whip reversal. X-Pac ducks a clothesline attempt, but he hits a spinning heel kick into the cover, but again, Undertaker just kicking out emphatically.
Need a little work on that. And Kane now with the kicks, but Big Show just grabbing him from behind. And now just sends X-Pac to the wafer thin mats. And how thin are those mats, Dan?
Those mats are just mere millimetres thick and are over pure concrete. Literally no protection whatsoever offered by them mats.
Now Big Show's got
Just picks him up and throws him over the top rope, back to the Undertaker for him to finish off. As Kane turns his attention to Big Show.
Now the Undertaker just taking out X-Pac. Spreads him across the apron, a huge elbow. X-Pac up's going to straddle him. Oh! Make a wish right across the ring post. I don't think X-Pac will have any kids, and Kane now only attack the Undertaker. And now it's Big Show. He's got X-Pac there for the taking. Goes low again with a headbutt. Oh my word. And now this looks to be the end. Big Show slamming X-Pac, then hits him with a knee. Looks for the tag, and Undertaker said, no, you do it yourself. Sometimes you got to do something by yourself, get the job done. And that's why he's looking to put away X-Pac, but X-Pac fighting back now. He knows he's got a partner to rely on as he goes up and gets caught.
As catches X-Pac in a huge bear hug, squeezing the life out of the smallest competitor in this match.
Sometimes you do just get the life squeezed out of you when you can't continue. But X-Pac's got such a big heart, he will fight and carry on, even when the end looks in sight.
I think he's just biting the face of the Big Show to escape. Comes charging in, but just gets caught. Double-handed choke slam, Big Show in the cover. But luckily enough, Kane was there to break it up. Now Big Show looking to end this one with a huge choke slam. Picks X-Pac up, but Kane in from behind. A huge uppercut to the jaw. X-Pac goes low, El Hebner Caesar pretends he was talking to the Undertaker instead. Big Show manages to tag in the Undertaker. Can X-Pac get one to his partner Kane? He's cut off before he can get there. But X-Pac with a low blow to the Undertaker this time. Tags in Kane, who runs through his big brother, the Undertaker, takes out Big Show. X-Pac with a spinning heel kick sends the Undertaker to the outside. Then leaps over the top rope but gets caught. Undertaker looking to send X-Pac into the ring post, but X-Pac with a backslide sends Undertaker there. And Kane beating down a Big Show in the corner, asking for a tag to finish. Kane a bit apprehensive, so X-Pac tags himself in. Looking for the Bronco Buster as Kane shuts off the Undertaker, but gets hung up on the top rope.
And Big Show is in all sorts of trouble, but gets right back to his feet, grabs X-Pac round the throat, picks him up. Huge choke slam as Kane's taken out the outside. But Big Show now showing overconfidence by putting a foot on him, managing to kick out. Undertaker is furious, looking at Big Show, saying, how dare you do that? Disrespect. And the Undertaker tags himself in now, and Big Show getting told off big time.
Well, he shoves the Big Show to one side and just starts wailing away at X-Pac in the corner.
Oh, now this could be the end. Undertaker picking up X-Pac.
Tombstone pile driver.
And I think that will do it.
1, 2, 3.
And there we go, the new tag team champions, Fire and Glory, or whatever they were called. The Unholy Alliance win the tag team titles here. Dan, what are your thoughts on that match?
I thought it was actually thoroughly entertaining. You can see, like, I don't know, it seems like there's sort of little cracks forming in Kane and X-Pac, and definitely some big cracks forming in Undertaker and the Big Show, despite them winning the match.
Cracks with Paul Bearer around as well, like you can say. We might see something happening in the future with these two, but we have new tag team champions. And move on. Our next match was a Kiss My Ass match. It was Billy Gunn, Mr. Ass versus The Rock, and The Rock ran victorious and shoved Billy Gunn's ass into should we say, a larger woman's derriere, and Billy Gunn got a taste of defeat and the arse. So we move on our main event, WWF World Heavyweight Title Triple Threat match. Special referee Jesse the Body Ventura going to go against Stone Cold Steve Austin, the champion, Mankind, and Triple H with China. We've had all the build up. Has it been worth it to get this moment, Dan?
Absolutely, yeah. The storytelling that's been going through all this has absolutely been perfect. You know exactly what's going on all the time, and it doesn't try to lead you, like, you know, in some false bravado and that. It just paints the picture perfectly. And, you know, it just goes to show how hard all these guys have actually, and women, to try, kind of get on top.
Without a doubt. So here we go. We get the big match music as well. And Triple H makes his entrance to the ring.
So if we were going for predictions, James,
who would
your choice be?
I can't go against Stone Cold Steve Austin, you know. Just It's Texas Rattlesnake. Won it back recently, and I don't know if he's going to lose it again. What about you?
Triple H, I think, he's kind of shown that he wants it more than everyone else, and with China in his corner, I think he can get the vengeance he wanted to on Mankind as well.
And Stone Cold comes out to a thunderous reception. He's ready for action now. Stone Cold.
And I've just got to say props, to the SummerSlam entrance thing. They're using cherry pickers in the entrance. They've got like 3-4 genies lined up in like a little row. I think that's Kushte. Shout out to the cherry pickers.
Well, Austin now the right hands to start with Triple H.
Mankind waiting away on the outside, but as soon as Triple H comes towards him, he just grabs his leg, takes him on the outside.
Oh my God, just sends him into the announce table. And he's going to go right double team with Stone Cold.
So we're going to see a bit of an alliance here between Austin and Mankind, or are we going to see one between the two-man power trip, or what?
Well, I think Austin, as long as he goes out, he doesn't trust anybody. So wherever he teams up won't be for long. Best bet might be for Mankind and Triple H to team up and say, right, let's take out Austin, because he's red hot at the moment. Then we'll have a chance together.
Absolutely, yeah.
But at the moment, Mankind, the former tag champions.
And Triple H is getting ping-pong between Austin and Mankind. As Austin tells him he's number one and then drops him to the floor. Mankind saying, look, let's just carry on beating the fuck out of him. Austin goes low and Mankind follows that with a huge running knee lift. Goes to hug Austin. But Austin kind of saying, nah, mate. Then Mankind puts his hand out for a handshake and Austin decides that's enough and starts unloading on Mankind. Looks for the stunner. Austin gets pushed into Triple H, eliminates him from the Royal Rumble.
And now Mankind getting caught over the top. Lands hard to the outside. And Triple H gets sent into barricade. Now Austin with a big right hand sending Triple H into the side. Now all three men brawling up the entranceway.
China stalking around on the outside as Austin and Triple H go to work against each other. Now China throwing Mankind into the ring post, keeping him busy. Would it have hurt to put China in this match and make it a fatal four-way?
I don't know. What do you think?
I think it would have been good. It would have been a good bit of exposure for her. It would have meant that she was in the main event as well, which is never a bad thing for exposure of women.
Yeah, you've never had a problem with exposure of women, have you?
No, James. Let's not turn it sexual. Boobs. Now Triple H has taken Austin out with a steel chair. It's going to be Austin Mankind slugging it out to see who deserves to be called the champ.
And Jesse has laid down the law and said he's not going to take any shit from anybody.
Even though it's an anything goes match because it's triple threat.
Yeah, you don't want to get anybody in your face though, do you?
Oh, absolutely not.
Trust me. I know what it's like.
Well, you've had a few guys in your face, haven't you?
I know what it's like when an annoying cunt keeps going on. You just got to try and take control sometimes. And Jesse's the body. So, you know what that means. Underneath that ref shirt, body of Adonis.
And is he cousins with Ace as well?
Ace Rimmer? And do you see that thing with Bray Wyatt? Completely out of the thing with Ace Ventura. Bray Wyatt used to have the white top which Ace Ventura wore, and now the red and black pinstripe trousers is what the Fiend wears. Anybody there? Little interesting fact. Again, if you listen to this in 5 years' time, you're like, who the fuck is that? Then skip by this bit. But Triple H now Irish ripping to Mankind.
Mankind locked in, but it's not as effective when he hasn't got Mr. Socko on his hand.
Well, China though's got Mankind and just hurt Mr. Cocko against the ring post. My God.
Jesse, is he trying to send China out of here?
And how would he say? How would you send someone out of ringside?
You're out of here. The body is laying down the law against the ninth wonder of the world.
And Austin now can't believe what's going on. He's a bit beat up, and so is Mankind, obviously.
Huge clubbing blow to the back of the head of Triple H.
Austin just comes running, which is a good trick if you can do it. And now working away on the game. Well, now they're going over to the Lions Den, which was used earlier. Triple H sent into that, and then into steel barrier. Both men coming back down to the ring. Now it's turned into a bit of a one-on-one match with Austin and Triple H.
This Mankind is still down on the outside.
And Triple H just dragging Austin and hanging him up on that ring post.
Just wrapping the leg of Austin round the ring post there, the one he's got heavily bandaged up. Trying to knot the quadricep.
Well, Triple H has shown his intelligence here by going after the legs of Steve Austin. Look how heavily braced they are.
Well, showing that he is the cerebral assassin.
Without a doubt, and with Mankind targeting that in the past, so Triple H knows. But then again, two one-legged men in an asking contest.
If they stand side by side and wrap their arms around each other, they might be able to do some damage. But Mankind is back up to his feet and he wants himself a piece of Austin now. Not even concerned with what Triple H has to offer.
And the fans not happy about that. But Mankind will do anything again. Oh my word.
Now they're both stomping a mud hole and walking it dry.
Never thought I'd see the day these two men teaming up. And Jesse saying there's nothing you can do about it, but watch on.
Austin gets taken down by a double clothesline from the Game and Sock connection.
And now they're saying let's double team him. Figure 4.
As Mankind drops the leg across the throat of Austin, goes for a cover, but Triple H quickly stopping that.
And that might be the friendship over for Mankind and Triple H. Cactus clothesline over the top. Mankind somehow catches himself on the apron. And Mankind there with a cannonball off the apron, but Triple H moved. Mankind hit nothing but
mat.
And Triple H hangs Austin up on the top rope. And now Triple H just wailing away on Austin.
Austin's had enough though, pulls Triple H into the ring post by his legs, sends him over barricade and follows him out to the fans. Just wailing away, backed up against the crowd. Mankind comes over and joins in the fun, but turns his attention to the rattlesnake.
And now Mankind looking for the pile driver, the concrete.
No, Austin with the backdrop, throwing Triple H over barricade.
Austin sent to the steel stairs by Triple H. And all three men are down as is anyone's at the moment. Well, all three men back in the ring, and Austin now with the right hands.
Bounce hams his head off the top turnbuckle, he blocks it, but Austin goes low instead.
Now just huge right hands by Stone Cold.
Turns his attention to Mankind.
Now shoulder thrust in the corner. Now Triple H going to go for the pedigree, but no, Austin stops him and then hits the move that doesn't work in real life onto Mankind. Might be Austin's chance to get back into this match.
Austin waiting for Mankind to turn round. Stunner! That's it now, it's all over. But Triple H is climbing into the ring with a steel chair. Breaks it up.
Well, China couldn't help, but Ventura's saying, come on, you can't use the chair either. You're meant to be a man beating one-on-one. And Triple H says, alright, yeah.
And he hits Mankind over the head with a chair. He's like, there's your chair, take it.
For the cover.
Ventura's not counting, he's saying, nope, you want to use a chair? I ain't going to count.
And Triple H saying, come on, you're the referee, but Jesse said he'll rule with an iron fist, and that's what he's doing. And now Ventura and Triple H getting into up in Triple H and Jesse having a go at each other, getting into it, going to have fisticuffs maybe. Here comes Shane. Shane saying, who do you think you are? You got to count. And Jesse's swearing like a fucking sailor because they keep bleeping him out. Don't you say shit to me. And Austin now's got up. Shane should be alright.
Boom! Hits him with a stunner. Tells him he's number one and says, look, get him out of here.
And will Jesse oblige? He's got hold of Shane.
Oh, you're out of here. Sends Shane sailing over the top rope. Has Austin got stuck?
Yeah, well, there's two funny things that's happened here. First, Jesse said, that's for your old man, you little bastard, which obviously bleeps out. And unfortunately for Stone Cold, he is caught right now.
Triple H, the man who he's going against, has had to help him.
Well, that's how bad the knees are for him.
Cheers, son. Could have done it without you.
Now Triple H back to his feet, trying to help Austin, reversed Irish whip.
Austin misses the back elbow. Oh, a move that James likes. Both men clothesline each other down.
And now Mankind slowly get back to his feet after that unprotected chair shot to the head. Mankind's going to get his sock out.
That crusty, stinking sock.
Well, we've seen it inside most of the WWF roster now. We've seen it inside Shane McMahon and Chyna and Triple H. And now he's looking to stick it in Stone Cold.
Yeah, Stone Cold gets a mouthful of Mick Foley. Oh, but Triple H gets his bare hands as Austin goes down low. Triple H in for the pedigree.
No, knocked off his feet by the clothesline by Austin. All three men up now. And Austin with the right hand. One of Dan's favourite moves. Double knob and knocking.
That's it. A meeting of the minds. Austin with a stunner on Triple H. This is it now. Austin's keeping 2. No, Mankind in to break it up. Was that Socko?
I think Socko helped Mankind there.
Mankind was out on his feet, but Socko dragged him over to break the pinfall attempt up.
Now going to send him into the turnbuckle, but no, Austin sends Mankind instead. And now Triple H is going to turn Austin around, hit the pedigree.
Successful.
And now it's his time, finally. He said he was going to do it.
No, Mankind knocking Triple H out of the way.
And can Mankind take advantage?
Double arm DDT.
Goes for the cover.
1, 2, 3.
Oh my God, Triple H couldn't get there in time. Mankind is the new WWF Champion. It's the first time Stone Cold Steve Austin has been beaten clean, I would say.
Absolutely, yeah. It took 2 finishers, but I think it's the way, if you're going to beat Austin and you want him to be unstoppable, you've got to kind of have him beaten properly.
Exactly, if you're going to do it clean, like I said, being taken down, Triple H came so close. Mankind, I think, upsetting the odds there. What do you reckon?
Absolute predictions. I went for Triple H, you went for Austin to keep his title, but it was actually Mankind that prevailed in the end in a bloody good match. You know, the storytelling was brilliant. You had a few unholy alliances between the 3 guys. I think at one point all 3 guys teamed up to take the other one out. Like, you know, 2 guys on one, all the different combinations. And Jesse Ventura, you know, he kind of, I don't know, there's sort of shady circumstances because Chad in triple threat matches, but he refused to count. He wanted to rule it with an iron fist.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. Like I said, we've looked at the kind of match now, and we look at kind of politics. We're not saying Stone Cold Steve Austin was an absolute saint when it came to his booking and stuff like this as well. Now, you're not going to go into the rumours about what he thought of Triple H at that time, but what is interesting to note was the fact it was meant to be Triple H versus Stone Cold, with Triple H winning, but due to maybe Jesse Ventura being a referee or whatever it was, they didn't want a heel to go over with Jesse as a referee, so they thought it'd be good for Mankind. And of course the still program was Triple H and Austin, but many people thought it was because Austin didn't want to put Triple H over. But as we see, Triple H being champion was a certainty at this point, and he put the kind of cherry on top. This Triple H, the character that we've seen, changed a little bit with his attack on Stone Cold Steve Austin after the match with the chairs, and what we'd see on Monday Night Raw. And speaking of Monday Night Raw, we move on, and our next episode is August 23rd.
Well, Raw was down this week to a 5.65, while Nitro got a mere 3.0.
Mankind is supposed to come out. Triple H is out instead. He is pissed. He did think arse. He fought numerous number 1 contendership matches. He was screwed by Ventura. The WWF is essentially holding him back as they're afraid of him winning. He had Austin beat and Mick Foley stole his thunder, and he curses a lot. He's happy that he crippled the rattlesnake. He mocks Austin being laid out with his legs up in the air like a cheap prostitute. He's not happy with JR because Mankind and Austin are his boys.
He thinks JR is enjoying this, and now he's going to enjoy this. He takes him down by the arm and tells Mankind to get out of here or he'll break his arm.
Right, what's important here with Triple H getting JR like this is the look on Triple H's eyes, and he sells it good in, and I think this is a kind of his ascent, the kind of main event, because he does look crazed, you know, when he's got Jim Ross like this, and China, for all her things, you know, back with Triple H by his side. No one's here to help JR. Well, he tells him to stop. He felt he was screwed, and paybacks are a bitch. Mankind tells him that he can have a title shot if he lets him go. He wants it tonight. Mankind agrees. Triple H breaks his arm and they do a belated cracking sound. But JR does a great job selling it. The arm is twisted. Mankind breaks his word and tells Triple H no title shot. Here comes Shane. He's going to make Mankind. Triple H. Shawn Michaels not here, so they will face off tonight.
And Mankind has got the original WWF Championship belt back. Not the smoking skull belt that he won last night. And we see that JR is carted off in an ambulance.
I think that's more the microphone dropping on the mat than it is a crackling on the arm. But still, I mean, it shows Triple H in a good light, taking out Jim Ross like that, but still getting his title shot because of the evil Shane McMahon. Road Dogg comes out, and then the fans are fucking rolled. He does his thing and gets blasted from behind.
And that takes us to match 1. It's Road Dogg versus Al Snow for the WWF Hardcore title.
Well, Snow knocks him to the floor and nails him in the head with an object.
Cole is on commentary. Fuck.
They're on the floor still, and the table is out, and here comes Jericho, and Snow's powerbombed through it. Jericho attacks Road Dogg, but is knocked around and into the back. Bossman runs out and beats on Snow with a nightstick and takes Pepper.
It's a bit of angle advancement there. And Jericho blows, but run into a trunk and then a fence. Bossman is leaving with Pepper in a car. Al Snow sprints after him.
Snow's asking around for the dog.
And match 2 is Big Show and The Undertaker versus the Acolytes for the WWF Tag Titles.
Well, Acolytes just tearing to Show, double teaming him and knocking him around. Pac and Kano down at the announce table. Pac sounds drunk. Show clotheslines feet to the floor, and the Undertaker throws him onto the table, and he hits Kane. Look, and everyone is brawling. Pac is clotheslined by Show. Kane is down and getting his ass stomped.
Again, a bit more angle advancement there. Blue Meanie who is in his house talking about the blonde bitch. It is a Blair Witch legend in Ames, Iowa. They go to look but run into each other. Meanie had his job saved by the fans as they flooded Titan Towers with letters and emails.
Lillian Garcia is a new ring announcer.
Test has the mic and he has some questions. He wants to pop the question and calls down Stephanie. She is happy that Shane is out and this will not happen. She is pissed and screeches at Shane that she is happy and wants to know why Shane wants to take this from him. Damn, she is annoying. Tess tells her to ignore him and then he pops a question. She loves Andrew and looks at Shane and needs some time and hugs him. Shane looks like he lost Pepper. Tess grunts that he understands.
Well, I think that it does not need a think, but a warrior who will stand up for Y2J.
I forgot about this overbooked nonsense. Jeff Jarrett, that's JEFFJARRETT, and he comes out with Deborah and Mark Henry. Double J thanks Henry and gives him the European bout. Now to his precious Deborah. He loves the plan that they had and thanks her for coming up with it. He has a special surprise for her and agrees with the crowd that she has the puppies. And tonight she has Miss Kitty, Lawler's future wife and ex-wife. Not sure if they are dating or married yet.
I think that's how she got the job.
She's really tiny but hot.
She is.
I know. Here, kitty, 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 kitty. He has an open contract out for the IC title.
A match for his Mark Henry versus Meat for the WWF European title. In the back, D'Lo is fucking murdering Meat. He's murdering his meat in the back. He does it, and then he tosses off into the garbage on his back and stomps a hole in him and just continues to beat him like a red-headed stepchild. Here comes D'Lo. He's swaggering out, and Henry waits and swings wildly, missing. Brown drops him with a running crossbody, but he's launched with ease. Henry yells at him and misses a big leg drop. Brown heel kicks him in the skull and he drops the legs. He goes up top and hits a frog splash. Double J runs in and he is promptly planted and retreats to the floor.
Again, it's a bit of fun for the angle advancement.
Mr. R, he doesn't have a pen and is trying to guard it so he can find one. He runs off and she finds a pen and signs the contract. Ooh.
Oh. Well, The Rock has arrived.
Arse is looking for China.
And match 4 is Rock versus Gangrel.
When he tells Gangrel that he's going to take his blood and turn it sideways and stick it up his candy ass.
Rock runs up the ramp and takes out the Hardys and Gangrel. Gangrel is rolled into the ring and mauled. Rock gets two and some more of Gangrel, but Gangrel retreats to the floor, luring Rock out and he gets pounded by the Hardys. Back in the ring, Gangrel stomps away. Rock fires back with some hard rights. The whip is reversed and Gangrel lowers his head. Rock kicks him and gets two. After a DDT, another reversal, and Matt grabs Rock's leg, but Gangrel is still launched to the floor, but gets his throat bounced off the top rope and knocked to the floor. Matt tries to attack, but he leaps into the Rock from the barrier. Edge and Christian chase them off. Gangrel brings Rock back in and gets two. After a side Russian leg sweep. The fans chant for the Rock as he is whipped into the corner, but Rock knocks him into the corner and unloads on him. He tosses the ref away and gets two. After a Samoan drop, now he goes for a slam, but Gangrel floats over and is given an inverted atomic drop. And it is rock bottom time. Now the people's elbow. Game, set, and match.
Little Roy not keen on Garcia as a ring announcer just yet.
The Rock remains in the ring and he's tired of Triple H coming out here and whining. The first contender stuff is bogus. Essentially, the Rock has been held back facing Arse and Gangrel. He beat them, so the fans chant the Rock. The fans want the Rock, so the Rock will take matters into his own hands.
Finkel's talking to himself about being a warrior.
And Kevin Kelly is with Tori, who discusses Ivory Terror. She thinks it's a fetish, and she wants an evening gown match on Smackdown.
Well, Finkel runs out to the Ultimate Warriors music. Some fans initially rose in excitement. He has the mic, and Jerich has come to save the WF and to make it a better place. He applauds everything he has done. There are some simpletons that do not get it, and one is Road Dogg, who was just picking his nose in the back. He wants Dog to come out to the ring so Fink can show him what Y2J is all about. Road Dogg comes out and thinks Fink is joking. Fink is not, and he's mad as hell. We're not taking it anymore, and shoves Road Dogg. Road Dogg, I think, has been smoking weed, but he's shoved again, and so Dog grabs him. Cue the countdown. Jericho blindsides him from behind and gives him 2 powerbombs.
Al Snow is losing it.
Arse wants to know where China is. Triple H does not know where they are in each other's grill. Arse tells him to tell her he's looking for her. Triple H tells him to be careful, as he might find her.
Hardcore Holly wants his cousin to nut up or shut up so they can decide who the true heavyweight is.
Well, match 5 is Hardcore Holly versus Crash Holly.
Crash greets him with some stomps and drop kicks him to the floor. He tosses him over the barrier and beats him into the crowd. They brawl there and head to the back. They beat each other. No, they beat the shit out of each other there. Hardcore asks if he's had enough and Crash responds by clobbering him. They fight into a room and the door closes. That is it. And they come out with a big smile on their face.
Well, Kevin Kelly informs us that Austin's prognosis is not good. Mankind is not happy with Triple H, who hit him with a sledgehammer, and while he does not always agree with Austin, the man has funded his retirement. Basically, Triple H will pay.
Snow is rocking back and forth in the corner.
Here comes The Undertaker and Big Show again. They head to the announce table.
And match 6 is Kane and X-Pac versus Mideon.
Mideon's getting dismantled by Kane. Here comes the Acolytes. Kane continues to destroy Mideon. Fist is in and rocks Kane with a few blows, but it does not last, and he gets pounded. Pac is in. The spin kick drops him in the corner, and it's Bronco Buster time. The Acolytes attack Kane. Pac takes out Mideon, and he Bronco Busters him. Viscera crushes both men in the corner, and Viscera pins X-Pac.
Well, it was nothing great, but a bit of angle advancement, and surely X-Pac and Kane will break up soon.
Arse is still walking in the back.
Jericho tells Fink that they will call it WWF Finkdown on Thursday.
Mr. Arse comes down and calls out China. She comes out, gets in his face. He thinks they're having a misunderstanding.
She tells him that he's talking out of his arse again. Mr. Arse is not playing and they are here to fight. Here comes Jeff Jarrett, that's JEFFJARRETT. He swings a guitar and he hits China. Arse is happy and takes the other guitar from Kid Fast Jeff Jarrett with it.
Rock is on commentary. He's pissed as he should be in the ring, and he's pissed that he's facing Gunn and Gangrel, and next we'll have to face Brooklyn Brawler. Here comes Shane, and he's the ref.
So it is match 7, the main event, and it's Triple H versus Mankind for the WWF title.
And Mankind's come out here. Triple H really waiting for him, and the fight is already on. Mankind is not happy about what Triple H did to JR. And Triple H is just a different side to him that we've seen. Assault and Austin taking him out, crippling JR, now going after Mankind.
But Mankind definitely isn't going to take it lying down as he starts giving Triple H as good as he's getting. Punches him down in the corner. Mankind comes in with a running knees.
Mankind Irish whip into the corner, and then a bulldog goes for the cover, but Shane is distracted. Wasn't really, Shane's just playing up.
Well, I'm guessing that Triple H and Shane O'Mac are still in cahoots.
Without a shadow of doubt, Shane has given Triple H this opportunity, and Triple H wants to take it with both hands. Shane sees something in him, and Socko's coming out already. Things now.
Oh, Mankind gives the sock right in Shane's mouth. Just plants him over the top rope, gets rid of Shane from the match. But Triple H kicks Mankind in the gut, loads him up for the pedigree. But Mankind with a backslide, Triple H lands on the mat, and he gets a mouthful of sock as well. Chyna's on her way down to the ring.
Well, Chyna got hit with a guitar earlier, but she's coming out to help her man. Oh, no.
And now she's getting the same sock in her mouth.
Well, she took one for the team, but now Mankind, double arm DDT.
That's good enough for the victory. 1, 2, 3.
Now here comes
shirt stealing Hebner for the count, but no. Triple H managing to kick out. And both men are fighting over barricade as El Hebner's trying to get some order here. Oh! Well, Triple H Irish whipping man steps, but Chyna grabbing hold of him as he was oncoming and hip tosses him into the stairs for a bit of extra added oomph.
And Triple H just sending Mankind across the announce table. And Rock's got to be careful at ringside.
Mankind comes charging him with a chair, but Triple H gets his foot up, sending a chair back into Mankind's face. Now the champion's in all sorts of trouble as he's bent over the barricade as Triple H just pounds away at the back of his head. Triple H
sending Mankind back in. Mankind went for the clothesline. Triple H dodged it, hit a neck breaker. Could be it, but no, Mankind managing to kick out.
Triple H with a knee to the jaw into the cover. But no, only a 2 count.
2.
And Triple H getting in the face of El Hebner. And the game taking that suck off of Mankind's hand and just throwing it out the ring.
And Triple H now in the assault. He's got the target of Mankind.
Oh! Throws him shoulder first into the ring post. That looks sore. Rolls him up. 2. No, only a 2 count.
2. You got to love the Rock and commentary.
Oh, I think he's brilliant.
Even giving the eyebrow. And Mankind does want a 24-hour champion, but a huge knee by Triple H. Mankind's not had the longest title reign.
No.
But I still think deservedly so, even though people might say he's transitional champ. I mean, in this case, definitely, but If anybody deserves it, it's definitely Mankind.
Mankind's backed up in the corner as Triple H is wailing away at his head. Earl Hebner's trying to lay down the law with Triple H, but I don't think he's having much of it as he goes straight back on the offense. Both men trading blows.
And Mankind with a wicked right hand knocking Triple H down from the corner, trying to get some momentum in this match.
Irish Whip reversed by the game as Mankind gets his foot up. It's a huge clothesline takedown into the cover. 2.
Oh.
No, only a 2 count.
2. And now Mankind cactus clothesline over the top.
I think that's lush.
And The Rock saying Triple H going to cry like a little woman as well. And China now causing distraction. And Triple H sent him to The Rock.
And Shane O'Mac in the background with a chair in his hands.
Oh.
Cracking it over the back of Mankind.
But having to little or no effect.
Oh, that one had some effect though as Triple H comes out with a chair shot to the head. The Rock gets one as well.
Oh my God. A sickening shot, and Shane now looking to bring Mankind in for Triple H. Well, The Rock's out. Oh my God. Oh, Hebner knocked out. And Triple H is not going to do it now, surely.
Don't call me Shirley. He's got the pedigree locked in. Turns Mankind over. 1, 2, 3.
And there you go. The first ever time Triple H won the WWE Championship 20 years ago. Yesterday.
And he's gone on to hold it 13 more times since then.
Wow, but look at the emotion. Triple H first time. Never thought he'd get there to the top of the mountain. What do you think of the match?
I thought it was an entertaining match. Again, it's something to help Mankind look like he's a legitimate badass by having to have a huge chair shot and a phony referee in China there as well. So, you know, he may have been a transitional champ this time round, but he didn't get given a title easily.
And we see on Raw a new WWF Champion, Triple H. It's his time, and that's what they've done, worked up through the mid-card. But the way it happened with the chair shot, there was nothing Mankind could do after that. Nothing The Rock could do either. Both men will be annoyed. Look for, and Triple H is WWF Champion.
You could, as you say, you could definitely see something change in Triple H in that interview where he breaks JR's arm as well.
Without a doubt.
So in between two Raws, the debut of Smackdown.
So yeah, it's the 26th of August, and the kind of re-debut, because we saw it in April with a kind of one-off special, but now that it's been a series, UPN decided to go with Smackdown despite some lower than expected ratings, as it remained in a solid 5 and will become a mainstay for UPN, and provide some steady, if unspectacular ratings.
Also, wrestling is pretty cheap to produce, as the WWF will incur the vast majority of the costs. The WWF will be hammered by parent councils, as WWF's programming will be seen as being far too raunchy for network TV, and in fact, once they lose sponsors because money will lessen some of the raunch. In my opinion, that is a good thing.
Well, Triple H comes out with China, and normally he would have 2 words for the fans, but now he has 4. The fans call him an arsehole, and he agrees he may be one, but he's still the WWF champion. Ironically, he discussed about being held back, how the tables have turned in a year or two. He crammed it down everyone's throats, and like it or not, he is the WWF champion. He's proved the world that he is the Game.
He's now the Game. Officially, it has been stamped in history that he is the Game. Well, Austin is not. Mankind is not. And after he beat Austin at the pay-per-view, he beat Mankind in the middle of the ring. He will mow them all down, even the people's arse. Rock is listening in the back. The fans chant for him, and here he comes. He stands at the top of the ramp as the fans chant his name over and over. Finally, The Rock has come back to Kansas City. He calls Triple H a jabroni, and he is upset that he came on The Rock show and mentions Smackdown, and the fans erupt.
Well, he doesn't like him running his mouth about being the Game, and he needs to go back to the drawing board because the Game sucks. He has a plan, and tonight he's going to beat Triple H's monkey ass. There are 2 things he can do about it: nothing and like it. Triple H declares that The Rock is not in his league, and he is nowhere near it. Rock responds that there is a miscommunication.
He could take off his shirt and come back out here and start this promo all over again, or he could take the WWF belt, rub some icy hot on it, and stick it up his candy ass. Triple H calls him some names. Now The Rock has a third choice. He walks down the ramp and gets the fans to chant his name again. Rock takes off his fancy shirt, turns it sideways. Oh, Rock takes off his fancy show. Well, Rock takes off his fancy shirt, turns it sideways, and he's going to stick that up his candy ass. Here comes HBK, and he wants to make it official. Nice shades and white suit, by the way.
Yeah, definitely coming from the Vice type of feel. The only cat in the WWF who can do that is himself. The Rock will take on Triple H and the belt is on the line. Triple H is not pleased. To ensure there are no shenanigans, there is only one man in the WWF that can be trusted to be law and order in the ring, and that is HBK. Therefore, he will be the referee.
Shane somehow gets in the ring and tells Shawn to hold on. HBK has the stroke to make the match, but as the owner, he is going to run up and he is going to be the second ref. Seen this shit already, for fuck's sake. HBK has an issue with that because Shane is going to be busy tonight and he is going to get a lesson in stroke. Coming off a stellar 4-star performance at the pay-per-view, he is now a WWF superstar.
Well, Shane cannot help him ref because he'll be taking on a man who screwed him Raw and cue Mankind. Mankind talks about putting off today what he can do tomorrow. He's going to take off his $3 shirt and loosen his free tie and start walking down the people's aisle and listen while the dozens and dozens of Mankind fans all chant his name, and they do.
Rock says, piss on this talk, and gets in the ring and hammers Triple H, and Shane is mauled by Mankind, and the posse runs down right into a buzzsaw. Two are given a rock bottom, and Mankind takes care of the other.
Well, backstage, Jeff Jarrett, that's JFFJARRET, is walking around with a cat and Deborah.
And Mr. Arse is strolling in the back.
And it leads to our first match, which is Jeff Jarrett versus Mr. Arse for the Intercontinental title.
Well, Double J hammers him right before the bell and stomps on his back with an atrocity. He chokes him out and then bashes him in the back of the skull. Gunn ducks a blow off the ropes, drop kicks Double J. After a power slam, he gets two. Puppy's time, but Double J's blindside fails.
Well, Mr. Arse decks him, but the fight spills to the floor and Double J posts him, then bring him back into the ring where he hammers him some more. Mr. Arse fights back and misses in the corner. Down, Kitty has a guitar and China takes it from her and swings it, but it hits Deborah and Double J's rolled up. It is a non-title after all, but Jarrett loses.
And then China nuts Mr. Arse. Fuck, she's annoying now.
And now Lillian is with Snow. Bossman is bringing Pepper. Snow is begging for him to come back and for Bossman to take care of him.
Well, Finkel is shining Jericho's shoes.
And Test is pacing in the back.
And our next match is X-Pac and Kane versus the Acolytes versus Undertaker for the WWF Tag Team titles.
Well, the Undertaker goes to the announce table and he's even the Big Show to go it alone. Show takes out Kane and Fruit, but Kane runs in DDT from Kane and is nearly pinned. X-Pac comes in and now everyone's in the ring going at it. Show is dumped to the floor. The Undertaker excuses himself and he's yelling at Show and smacks him, asking if he wants the knowledge. Show gets back in and punches Farouk.
He tries to powerbomb X-Pac. He tries to fend him off. Farouk misses the clip on the knee, but Bradshaw does not. Show cleans house and goes down and down goes Show and Farouk. Kane cleans house and down goes Show, and Farouk is about to be pinned, but Show makes a save. Pac and Kane attack him. Kane is pulled to the floor. Pac tries to help, but is choke slammed, and it is over.
Yeah, not a bad match, but Test is still pacing and a grinning Steph. Is she smirking?
No, James, she hasn't got a squirt on her gob. She's got a smile on her face because I think she knows.
She has his answer. She walks off.
Well, Bossman has the mic and brags about himself and tells Snow to get his butt out here. Snow comes out and begs to know where Pepper is. Bossman yells about something, but the gist is that he wants a hardcore title shot and he will get the dog. Damn, it took a long time saying that.
So match 3 is Big Bossman versus Al Snow for the hardcore title.
Well, Bossman brings Pepper down and the fight is on. Snow heads to the floor to go for his dog, but Bossman has a ladder, gets it pushed into him. Bossman eats the steps and then back in the ring he's hit in the head with a baking sheet. Snow grabs the ladder and starts to head up top, but Bossman uses the ladder to knock him to the floor. Snow throws it back into his face and climbs into the ring and then stops and stares at his dog. Bossman cuts him off, hits him with the nightstick, and just like that, it is over.
Well, a hardcore match ending like that. Plus, Bossman took the dog as well.
Oh, no, not Pepper. Well, X-Pac and Kane are arguing and Pac yells they are done. Kane is whining.
Well, Jericho's fluffing his hair, talking about how he's going to save the show.
Snow wakes up and realises there is no Pepper and runs off.
And then we see Triple H and The Rock in their respective locker rooms getting ready for the main event.
Jesus H. Christ. Now Snow is looking for his dog.
And match 4 is Road Dogg versus Chris Jericho.
Road Dogg does his thing. He could not trade Jericho's ass for a pack of smokes. Wow. What a diss.
This is Jericho's first ever WWF match on TV. We saw him make his debut, debut disrupting The Rock, but this is his debut match against the Road Dogg.
Well, we're kind of taking a shoot back to our dream debut segment we done many moons ago.
And now we see Jericho in action 20 years ago at this Smackdown. So will we see a more motivated Chris Jericho than we saw in WCW? There's no doubt he was a great performer, but you got to think in WWF it's about cats, and I think Jericho has it in abundance, but he's kind of the second guy to make the move across since the Monday Night War started, along with the Big Show. Jericho, I don't think he's going to be treated as a main event, especially with someone like the Road Dogg. I wouldn't count him as a main event player, say maybe more mid-card, but we'll see how Jericho does as Road Dogg tells him to suck it straight away. Collar and elbow tie up to start, and Jericho's going to push Road Dogg back. Of course, he's been brainwashing Howard Finkel recently as well. Side headlock to Road Dogg.
So he's replaced Ralphus with Finkus.
Basically, yeah. I mean, Jericho said he wants a warrior in his corner to help, but he's got the Fink. Whereas Road Dogg's just trying to find himself after DX. We see Kane and X-Pac having problems. Triple H has moved on. Of course, Mr. Arse now. Road Dogg might be stuck a little bit here, you know what I mean? Kind of still in DX, but not really found his own character. I think that's what hurt Road Dogg the most.
Well, the thing that I don't get is that they fought for the DX kind of name, won it, and then X-Pac teams up with Kane, who is in no way, shape or form affiliated with DX. And Road Dogg is kind of going at a singles character, so they're not really degenerates, and he's not doing anything degenerate-like.
No, and it's weird as well, because like I said, it's been focused more on the Triple H and the other guys, and Road Dogg's kind of been lost in the shuffle a little bit as well. And now, but it is good to be featured against Jericho in his match. The people that might have not seen this guy before, but obviously...
Absolutely, yeah, and a superplex off the top for Road Dogg puts Jericho in trouble. Have we seen many people lose their debut match?
Not many people do, but the Fink is here to make sure it doesn't happen.
Offering Jericho a drink and then just throws it in the Road Dogg's face, giving Jericho an opening to take control of this match.
No, huge backbreaker, and the Fink. Who's
the Fink?
The Fink. I don't know. Ralph has got a little bit of something about him.
Is it because he's a huskier fella?
I think it is. I do like that. And Jericho trying to work the back of Road Dogg, but as he comes out, Jericho's nice there.
Double underhook into a backbreaker. Very impressive from Jericho. So for Jericho making the jump from WCW to WWF, what's going to be different? I think there's going to be slightly better officiating. Not as many DQ and phony finishes with people running in and spoiling the match.
I think the main difference is they treat Jericho like a star from the off. To come and interrupt someone like The Rock, to have that kind of entrance he did. Yeah, they dropped the ball with Jericho, as we're going to see, and it wasn't really until kind of January that the fans really kind of accepted him as well. Because it's weird, because if you're watching one company and told the other company is crap, the wrestlers aren't the crap, when they come over, you're going to see that. We saw it in abundance for the invasion angle, didn't we?
Absolutely, yeah.
The fans kind of turn against you, the kind of the way the wrestlers talk. So that must have been difficult for Jericho to come across and be like, look, I actually want to be part of this team when you've been fighting him for so long.
But the thing with me, and I think the quality of wrestling is better in WCW.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you've got the hoaxers, and on the whole, you haven't got any Rey Mysterio's over on WWE. You haven't got any Benoit's, Malenkos, even Eddie Guerrero's and that, and especially the cruiserweight division as well. With your Kidmans and your Vampiros and that. I think the wrestling quality is better, but the storytelling quality is worse.
I think the characters, the Attitude Era, they got him on point, even with someone like the Road Dogg with cheering along. But for Road Dogg, it's more signature moves than the finisher. I think it is with most wrestlers.
As he does
the
the shake, rattle and knee drop.
But I think that with most WWF stars at this time, it's all about what they can do on a mic and then hit the signature and then finish it. Not knock at them. It's not...
Absolutely, yeah. It is all about their catchphrase. And I think pretty much everyone at this point has either a catchphrase or a thing about them.
Without a doubt, but the table's set up and Jericho just...
Power bombs Road Dogg. Powers up, hits a second one, and Jericho's lost his dream debut.
Well, like you said, not many people lose on their debut, and Jericho's one of those.
So Jericho's debut was on Smackdown's debut.
Yeah, exactly. And it's mental. You think 20 years ago, as we record this today, that is when Jericho had his first match. And now you look at 20 years later and what he's doing in just a few days' time for another company.
Well, the referee's called for the bell. Jericho has been disqualified, but he has got the Lion Tamer locked in on Road Dogg as he's prone across the table.
If we look at the storyline-wise, is this Jericho sending a statement to the roster?
It is, yeah. You know, he's saying, look, I don't care if I win or lose, but I'm going to come for you and I'm going to hurt you.
And I think that's exactly what we're seeing here with Jericho. We've seen him kind of like goofy, so to speak, but now being more serious and want to take out.
But, you know, we're not quite clear on what his goals and ambitions are. But, yeah, I suppose that's going to come over time.
Without a doubt, you know, he said he wants to save, but it's going to take a long time to go through him. But I think he's taken out Road Dogg to begin with, and he seems happy about it. Blows the kiss, Jericho. But it was a fun match. Clearly, WWF style is not like WCW's, and Jericho will be required to relearn the WWF method or learn it.
Yeah, and Jericho is telling Finkel he makes fun of the other ring announcer, and Finkel should be in the ring and seen as he is a warrior. He needs to prove that he is the best, and Finkel runs out. He does the warrior thing and tells Tony Schimmel to hit the bricks and shoves him down. Tony blindsides him and beats him up. Jericho is in the back wincing. Finkel is knocked to the floor. And then after that, Jericho comes out and helps Finkel to the back, admonishing him.
And our next match is Ken Shamrock versus Val Venus. And Shamrock bumps into Jericho. Jericho starts, but backs off. Probably clever by Jericho not to get him in the face of the world's most dangerous man. Finkel charges after him and gets his fingers twisted. Jericho then blasts Shamrock with a chair and they run off. It's classic. Shamrock just sprints right after him. There is no match.
Well, Stephanie comes out and asks Andrew to come out here. She has an answer and he gets on his knees again. And she answers,
Hey!
Zero charisma. Then again, I am jealous. I'm not jealous. Test and her kiss. The posse run down and Tess tries to fend them off but is overwhelmed. Shane is restraining Stephanie and here comes Mankind with a chair.
Well, he takes out the posse. I mean, how much punishment can those fuckers take? Shane leaves to the floor and he argues with Stephanie. Mankind wants his match right now. Shane is not ready yet and backs off. Mankind wants him to find a testicular fortune and will give him one chair shot to the head. Shane gets in the ring and blasts Mankind with a chair and down he goes. Shane brags.
Well, Mankind is up and Shane is clobbered. Mankind hits him with the mic and clotheslines him over the top rope and then heads after him and continues to brutalise him.
Well, he suplexes him, rolls him back in the ring. The posse is up, but so is Test. He annihilates them, and Patterson and Briscoe run down to lend a helping hand. Test carries Stephanie out of harm's way. Meanwhile, Shane is DDT'd, and it's Socko time. China Couple H does too and hits Mankind with a chair, and Shane falls on top, getting the win. So yes, he's not only beating Roman Reigns, he's beating Mankind in '99 as well.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, that's 2 world champions he's got under his belt. Well, I'm not actually quite sure when and where the match started, but Shane won the match anyway.
Yeah. Jericho Finkel run in, and Jericho leaves Finkel behind. Shamrock screams in his face as Finkel blubbers, and I think he shit himself.
I remember that bit, yeah. Well, Tori strips in the back, and they show her in a G-string and nothing else. It's just the back of her.
Yeah, that is at 1 hour 24 if anybody wants to go there. Cole is with Austin and they are talking about his knee issues. Triple H claims he would not be back. Austin responds that is bullshit. He's going through rehab and he will figure out if and when he is ready. He praises Triple H for taking a page out of his book, but he has not read the whole book and he will beat his ass.
Match 7 is Ivory versus Tori for the WWF Women's title.
Well, Tori is naked and stopped by officials who are not letting her get out. They give her a shirt. The match starts and does not last long, and Ivory is stripped and beaten. Luna stops her from doing more damage.
Well, I guess this too was a non-title match.
Garcia is with Triple H. Chyna takes the mic from her and tells her to show Triple H some respect. Triple H is grumpy and declares The Rock will never walk again. They show him walking in the back.
Well, Snow is still looking for Pepper.
And everyone is hugging his Stephanie and Test.
And match 8 is Triple H, who is the champion, versus Rock for the WWF title.
Well, we watched this in our Smackdown special last year. Rock looked to have won as he prepared to drop the people's elbow, but guest ref Shawn Michaels, Schultz and all delivered a sweet chin music to the great one for Triple H to retain. So that is the first
shenanigans.
They're shenanigans, cahoots. So Smackdown. We actually watched the first episode of Smackdown as well and gave you our thoughts. So we've just got one episode left of WWF this month, and it's August 30th, and it's Raw.
Yes, and I have still not figured out why the ratings were a 4.2 and Nitro rose to a 4.0.
Yeah, what was it? Hogan's power of bringing everybody back, or was it just a fluke week? Have things actually changed over there? Well, on Raw, Rock comes out and he is not happy. He should be champ. He calls Shoney and makes fun of the fact that he thought he calls himself the sheriff. He's going to take his pistol and shove it up his candy ass. He wants a piece of Triple H and threatens to go after him if he does not come out at the count of 3.
Well, he does not come out, so The Rock goes after him. He looks in the back and in the ladies' room, knowing he pees upside down. Triple H ambushes him along with Chyna and Shane. Mankind enters the fray as officials try to break it up.
Well, here comes Shane with a posse. He cannot get rid of Rock, and Mankind will get shot at Triple H tonight, but first they have to get by their respective opponents. Rock will have to face The Undertaker. Shane brags that he beat Mankind and he has to face all the posse in a handicap match.
Oh, The Undertaker Rock match is a no holds barred. Mankind comes down with a ref, and of course Shane dismisses Teddy Long as he will be the ref. Shane reminds Mankind that he cannot touch him or he will get DQ'd.
So match 1 is Posse versus Mankind.
They swarm him, but 2 are clotheslined and the fans chant Foley as he beats 2 of them down. Abs is knocked to the floor. Pete Gas gets a neck brace torn off and gets his head rammed into the top buckle 10 times as Rodney wallows in the corner. Pete is clotheslined and Rodney is crushed with a running knee. Abs wallops Mankind and then clotheslines him and stomps a hole in him.
And the posse bring in trash cans and a load of Mankind, and Shane takes them away, admonishing them. Mankind is suplexed and nearly pinned. Shane is knocked down and a snow shovel comes into play and the posse is laid out. Shane refuses to count and turns right into Socko. Triple H runs down his grip with a flurry of punches and is clotheslined to the floor.
Well, it wasn't a bad start to the show, to be fair. Lillian Garcia declares Mankind the winner, and Shane runs over to her and demands her change the verdict because Mankind touched him. She acquiesces and Shane runs off.
All Cole is with The Undertaker and Big Show. Cole tells us the obvious, that The Undertaker and The Rock are facing off. The Undertaker swears and swears that The Rock is going down.
And The Rock is walking in the back.
And now it's The Undertaker versus The Rock as our next match.
Undertaker is going off about The Rock's stand-up routine, and Undertaker tells Show that he will face The Rock and tells him to like it when Show is about to protest.
Rock hammers him from the outside and clotheslines him to the floor. Rock knocks him around and gets two on the ramp after a Russian leg sweep. Show has had enough and clotheslines Rock and rolls him back in the ring. Rock greets the upcoming Show with a few blows to the head, but Rock is whipped to the ropes. Slam. Show works him over in the corner and thrusts him into the other one.
He misses the charge, but he's able to drop the Rock, who rolls to the floor. Show has the Rock up, but the latter slides behind and shoves Show into a post. Rock jaws at the Undertaker and decks him, but Taker blindsides him and Show chokeslam him through the table, getting the pin.
Oh, that was sudden, but classic.
Absolutely fun match, yeah. Triple H has run down, but so does Mankind, who gets pummeled. Triple H was nearly destroyed by Show and Undertaker.
Backstage hours with Cole, who's sad about Pepper. There's moaning going on behind him.
Big Bossman calls out Snow as he has something to say to him. Bossman acts contrite and apologises. He assures Snow that there will be no tricks, and all he has to do is go to Bossman's hotel room.
And The Rock is still pacing around.
And match 3 is X-Pac versus Taka Michinoku.
Well, not a bad 3 or 4 minute match. It went back and forth and Pac gets the win. WF needs a cruiserweight division.
Yes, X-Pac huffs and puffs to Cole that he has a lot been going on and he wants the big guys.
Or some sort of melee in the back with lower carders. I don't know what's actually going on.
And match 4 is the start of a tag tournament.
Well, this is a brawl from the start with Edge and Christian and the Hardys and others. Lower card guys came out and after a minute the bell rang and the match was tossed.
It was a fun brawl though.
Well, The Rock is still walking in the back. He comes out and he is not happy and mocks Show and The Undertaker. What happened earlier was to take more than to keep him down. Now The Rock directs his era towards The Undertaker and makes fun of his tats. He wants a piece of both. Mankind comes out and knows he and The Rock have a difference. The people want Mankind as The Rock's partner, and he would like to be The Rock's partner.
Oh, something smells fun going on here. Well, Mankind gets the crowd all riled up about them teaming up and uses The Rock's catchphrases, modified for himself, of course. Finally, The Rock interrupts him and is he warns Mankind to never use his phrases ever again. Mankind starts to say, "Can you smell?" and The Rock stops and reminds him of what he just said. Mankind backs off and pumps his fist as The Rock finishes. Absolute brilliant chemistry between them two guys. I mean, is the Rock and Sock Connection a tag team that you got behind?
Yeah, I think you have to. I don't really like tag teams that kind of just like, not stuck together, I suppose. But there's a kind of odd partnership where The Rock and Mankind have had so many wars. And then finally on the same page, you think, yeah, it does kind of work. And this time, I don't know if it's cuddly or sweet, but it's something weird about a man who's over 300 pounds in a mask and yet can build a certain sympathy to him where you think you're on his side. You don't want...
Well, do you think the fact of, what he went through against The Undertaker in Hell in a Cell, do you think that's kind of got him the sympathy vote with fans?
I think it might, or not sympathy, like kind of just of respect, as in like the kind of like, shit, you've done this, son. Like, what else? You can't really do anything else to kind of top that. Do you know what I mean? Like that, and it's still even now, like 20 years later, it's like the biggest moment or the biggest bump in the kind of WWF history. But it's interesting, the Rock and Sock together. Austin's missing out, and what do? Is it overkill to have the Rock too many times? And have him featured already against the Big Show and now again. Or is it something that WWF looked at and thought to himself, right, we have to start building a mid-card division, and that's where it started from, everything like this as well?
Absolutely, yeah.
There's no doubt this is not entertaining. It's just, at the moment in time, you seem to be using a lot of the guys. Again, The Undertaker and Mankind mixing it up. Big Show's kind of new into it.
Indeed, yes. Well, Meat is coming down with Terry. She hits on The Rock, and The Rock does his thing about her wanting him. She follows along, even as The Rock tells her to go to the Smackdown hotel. He finally tells her to bubble her ass on out of here.
And Meat 5 is Meat versus Chaz.
Oh yeah, we're talking about building the mid-card and Meat versus Chaz.
Well, fight starts and both girls are beating on each other. The match is tossed.
Kitty tells Deborah's makeup artist to beat it, and here they come with Jeff Jarrett.
And then match 6 is Jeff Jarrett, Mark Henry versus D'Lo Brown and Mr. Ass.
Interesting team up. So Mark Henry turned heel on D'Lo Brown. And D'Lo Brown's teaming with Mr. Ass, who's a heel? Or is he a face now he's been noted by China?
Yeah, he's been looked a bit stupid, so, I mean, the jury's out for Mr. Ass.
Well, anyway, yeah, China
I think it's more about his target is on the Intercontinental title at the moment with all these kind of challenges, and Mark Henry
Oh, yeah, I suppose, I see. Well, China is on commentary, and Brown is knocking Jeff Jarrett around. Double J returns the favour, and here comes Henry, who slams D'Lo and drops the elbow. He gets 2.
2.
Henry squashes him and gets 2.
2.
And then slams him again but misses the big leg drop. The match breaks down and of course China, who literally sucks on commentary, accidentally knocks out Arse with the he and Brown.
Tested with Cole and a former call-out Patson and Briscoe. He wants them to be the best men and they are happy to oblige.
And match 7 is Ken Shamrock versus Gangrel.
Well, the Hardys interfere and they are sent to the back. Gangrel manages to get some offense. Gangrel works him over in the corner. Shamrock finally counters, gets 2.
2.
After a side slam, Shamrock goes on a long offense and gets 2.
2.
After a snap suplex, Shamrock ducks. A blow after a reverse whip and he drops Gangrel with a back elbow but runs right into a power slam. Then he pinned. Shamrock trips him and finishes him with the ankle lock.
Well, it was quite a long match and there was actually a clean finish. So that's always nice to see. Well, Finkel tells Shamrock to focus on the Titantron and then he runs off. The countdown. Jericho taunts him about being the most dangerous man, and after watching his match, he may be dangerous around heavy machinery. He's not going to unleash his fists of fury tonight, and will do so on SmackDown.
I don't know what Dozevich or Knight got to do with it, but still. Mankind wants to do the elbow, and Rock chastises him for that. He cannot use his moves either, and when Mankind discusses a sock, the Rock just leaves.
And here comes Ivory. She tells Cole to stop oogling her and then rambles about nonsense until she is attacked by Tori.
And then our main event is Mankind and The Rock versus The Undertaker and Big Show for the tag team titles. So we see the show coming out. Big Show goes straight into the ring. Undertaker, we've seen this recently from him, just taking a step back and seeing if Big Show can handle this himself. And straight away, Rock and Mankind go into the attack of the Big Show. And to be fair to the Big Show, Mankind and The Rock together probably doesn't weigh what Big Show does. And now they're trying to Irish whip him. But can't. Nice power move by Big Show, turn them away. Go down low and a double bulldog. Nice.
Indeed, yes. And The Rock's in there with the Big Show now. Mankind's on the outside. Undertaker is in the corner, but how much will he get involved in this match?
Oh, it's coming to the end of the Undertaker now. This is one of the last few matches with him as a dead man until he went away. So it'd be interesting to see. He is carrying a lot of injuries. Same could be said for Mankind as well, though. Big right hands, trying to use the ropes on the Big Show.
But Mankind gets caught in a sidewalk slam. Show powers him down. So Big Show, long hair or short hair or bald head?
I don't mind this look, to be fair. It's weird though, because all these guys have kind of changed their looks over the years to the more kind of, this is like their traditional looks, if you know what I mean, and then they kind of change. I mean, like it's like The Rock. What do you prefer now? Do you prefer The Rock back then the way he was, or kind of where he is now, or where he was 5 years ago?
I like The Rock now.
You know, because no, sorry, now as in 20 years ago. I mean, currently now I think he looks too big and bulky, and yeah, nah.
I mean, The Rock at this moment in time looks like a star at that point. He's the kind of shining light in the WWF. You can just, there's something about him, the kind of connection. But I mean, credit to Mankind as well, because, you know, he's never been the best dressed gentleman, but we kind of know why this outfit's come about, because he was McMahon's chosen one. So he's 98, you know, wearing that suit for Vince McMahon and being screwed out of it, crowning The Rock as champ, and now, a year later, managing to sort stuff out.
Absolutely, yeah. You know, and these two guys had an empty arena match as well. It has been a really fun merry-go-round, you know, the story that's gone on between everyone, especially everyone involved in this match as well.
No doubt. I mean, a lot of people don't like the corporate ministry, Undertaker, this type of look, but I think in a way, you know, especially because this was like the Undertaker at my time, I think there's a lot worse Undertakers that we saw, maybe even the kind of later on with him. And this point, it's just trying to make the Big Show into the monster. Do you think Big Show's had good success since coming over from WCW in January?
I don't know. I don't think he has been a monster that he could have been. I think he could have been more monstrous.
I think this is what the Undertaker, what WWF are trying to do with him, is trying to bring out this kind of nastier side.
Like the big nasty bastard, but you don't get that until later on in his career when he's kind of slowed down a lot.
And Big Show would have a lot of trouble. He's a very heavy smoker, and of course he's piling on the pounds at the moment as well.
Yeah, there is that.
But you can see with the Undertaker, he's not moving freely either. At the moment, Big Show has got control. It's been power slamming Mankind around the ring, and now got the bear hug.
Just squeezing the life out of Mankind.
And this is the way you would feel it would go with Mankind being beaten up, looking for the tag for The Rock.
Absolutely, and the Undertaker hasn't even been in yet.
Mankind could take a lot of punishment.
Well, Mankind biting Big Show's ear to try and free himself, gets a few huge right hands in, but just walks into a big back elbow, and Mankind's progress has been halted for now. Apparently, Jerry the King Lawler would buy The Rock's really expensive shirts off him.
Discounted price, yeah, $500. The Rock used to splash out. I'm sure we've seen the King wearing it. Next kickoff show you see, look at the King. Bet you he's wearing one of the Rock shirts.
When he, I think when he was announcing King of the Ring or something, he was wearing a Rock, and there's pictures side by side of the Rock wearing it like about 15 years ago, and then Jerry the King wearing it.
And the Undertaker there, I don't know if that's quite telling. He threw Mankind over the barricade, but couldn't go after him, couldn't lift his leg over, so just hitting him with right hands.
So do you think this is kind of why they teamed Undertaker and the Big Show up, and having the Undertaker saying, look, you do it all, I need the rest. You know, I've got my face out there. Look, you see him barely hobbling his way to the ring.
Yeah, he ain't in great shape, but they're tag team champions at the moment, so they've got really no choice.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And is this, I suppose this isn't something you really kind of noticed back then watching it. You know, you just think, oh yeah, look, you know, it's the Undertaker doing his typical character kind of stuff, but once you hear backstories and you kind of realise things, you know, it changes the whole perspective of it.
Yeah, exactly, and this is what the weird thing about it is, looking back and think when this happened, you know, for me, the Undertaker just disappeared. They just said, oh yeah, he went home, but now you can actually see there's a question of how close he is to retirement as he just walks away from the Big Show now.
Well, limps away. You can see him grimacing as he's walking as well.
And now it's just a Big Show against Mankind in there. Rock's on the apron, and Paul Bearer's... Well, the Undertaker always said he'd stab Big Show in the front, but as he just walked out and his partner now.
Oh, as Earl Hebner had his attention on the Rock, Mankind low-blowed the Big Show. Got himself a bit of separation. Can he get the tag to the Great One?
And there we go, tag to the Rock. The crowd erupts.
And the Rock tagging Big Show with the huge right hands. Foley's in to help him. The Big Show takes them both down.
Well, that is impressive by the Big Show. He said, that's over now.
Huge chokeslam to the Rock.
Mankind's got the chair.
Well, Big Show kicks it straight back into turns his attention back to The Rock.
And one hand pin. Now going for a proper cover on The Rock.
No, but The Rock managing to kick out.
Oh.
The distraction from Mankind proved fruitful there.
And Big Show's furious now, going to go for the elbow.
Oh, but The Rock rolling out the way at the last second. Big Show hitting nothing but mat.
And now Mankind's looking for Socko.
And he's got it shoved down Big Show's gullet. The Big Show fighting out. Referee's been bumped into the corner.
And now The Rock's got the chair.
Unprotected chair shot to the head.
And so you take the big man down. And The Rock now calling Mankind over. And we're going to see for the first time ever. Rock and Sock elbow.
Bang, they both hit it.
Double elbow, Rock into the cover.
1, 2, 3. And this one-time only alliance has resulted in them getting the tag team titles. So, again, 2 singles wrestlers title off 2 other singles wrestlers. This has got to be grinding your gears.
Well, the thing is I like about it is that the oddball tag teams, much like, recently with, Daniel Bryan and Kane Team Hell No and people like that, I think this is why it works when it's done well, because you've got someone like The Rock who's kind of accepting into Mankind, and you're along with the journey. You are Mankind in this. It's kind of weird to see, and I think that's what's enjoyable, and you leave it in thinking, well, what's going to happen now? The tag champions. It's a great moment, isn't it, It
is certainly an iconic moment, and, the Rock and Sock connection. Who would have thunk it?
Yeah, I think Raw's been great recently. What are your thoughts this month on WWF?
I think it has been very exciting. The changes, seeing the game come through as well. I think that's very exciting. I look forward to see what happens with that storyline. And, The Rock and Sock, the debut of Smackdown as well, Chris Jericho's debut, and seeing where that leads. I just think they need to focus on a proper tag team division.
Yeah, it's been quite an eventful month, hasn't it, when we look at kind of started off with Austin as champ, now we've got the new Triple H and where we go from here. And like I said, there's bits and pieces to work on, but this is what their kind of foundation is now, and we'll see it grow from here, all from this month in WWE versus WCW. But that is it for now. Our next episode will be our NXT UK special. Yes, next weekend we bring you 3 NXT action.
First, at 8 PM on Friday night, we bring you 3 episodes of NXT UK as we build towards TakeOver.
Then Saturday we are live at 5 for NXT TakeOver Cardiff pre-show featuring games, mass debate, shout-outs and more.
And then finally, Sunday at 8 PM, the whole NXT TakeOver event featuring Tyler Bate versus Volta for the NXT UK Championship.
Yeah, I can't believe it. It's now time for TakeOver Cardiff, baby. But that is it for WWE vs WCW for the month. Don't forget you can follow us on Twitter at WWE Network Review or
at Vince McDan WWE.
I'm at J_Rollins across all the Google platforms. Send us an email, the WNR@gmail.com. We're on Facebook.
Yes, Facebook. You can come and find our page and give us a like with the WWE Network Review podcast. Or you can come and find me and add me as a friend. I am Vince McDan.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel, WWE Network Review podcast. All the latest clips on there. YouTube, same time we do other places like SoundCloud.
On your phone.
We're on Spreaker Radio, where I've got live shows, Stitcher Radio, and iTunes, where you can download, subscribe, rate, and review there.
Website coming soon. Currently, the website, WWE Network Review, the WNRpodcast.com, is coming very soon. It has been underway. James gave me a sneak preview of it, and it is a hell load of awesomeness.
But until our next episode, which will be NXT UK, I have been James Rollins, and as always, I was joined by
Dan White.
Thanks for listening, everybody, and bye.
Bye.